What's going on, people? What's going on, people? I'm not even going to bother asking how you're doing, because I'm going to assume you're feeling very much like me. Absolutely embarrassing. Embarrassing defeat to Leeds. Now, if you've been watching and following along with my content, you probably heard me drop it here and there. I'm worried about Leeds. Leeds are going to give us a tough time. Many people have said it as well. It's a derby. It's Ellen Road. Last time we were there, we got smacked up. I just had a gut feeling. And unfortunately, my gut feeling was right. We got absolutely slapped up at Leeds. And there's plenty to talk about. And I think there's a pivotal moment in the game where we lost. I think even when we were 2-0 down, I think there was a good chance for Chelsea to come back into it and win. But one mistake and a just baffling mistake from a certain someone that is the only person in this team I don't want to see anymore. And that's Tosin Adarabioyo. All right. I'm going to do the quick housework, quick review. I'll let Ahmed on. I'll let the rest of the mandem on. And yeah. Absolutely shit. Absolutely shit. And this is how we start December, folks. Smash up the like if you haven't done so already. Helps out the channel, please. At this moment, we all need something to cheer us up. So you make me happy, we'll return the favor. All right. So please smash up that like button if you haven't done so already. Smash it up on your way in. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. It's the equivalent of wiping your feet at the door before coming into my house. And it's only polite. So please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever we do go live, which will be very often in this month of December. And be sure to check out the memberships. Links in the description for more content, all that fun stuff. But yeah, summary of the game. A rotated side, I'll say. A relatively rotated side, but I'm not going to say too heavily rotated. We haven't seen Gittins play in a while. He comes back into this side. Delap and Pedro, who we saw play, I believe it was in Barca. Steval, who's played 3 games in a row now. Enzo Fernandez, 3 games in a row for him. Santos played, came in as a sub in the Barca game. Also played in the Arsenal game. So he's been seeing more minutes. He's a familiar face. Badiashile and Tosin as a center back pairing with Chalobah on the right. Chalobah would tuck in to be the right of a 3 whenever Cucurella would jump into the midfield. And I think that's where the mistake was made, people. My 2 cents on this before we go into the summary. I really, really don't understand why he chose to bring on Chalobah to be the right of the center, or at least bring on Chalobah to be the right back when you have Acheampong. Acheampong could also invert into the midfield, which I think was very much needed today. I'm not going to lie, because we lost a lot of battles in the midfield. Caicedo, Santos not good enough today. Caicedo, obviously, you could tell the staunch difference in quality today when Caicedo's not in that pitch. But it's Ellen Road. It's fucking Ellen Road too. But all right, let's get into the summary of the match. That's the lineup, and that's my 2 cents on it. Cole Palmer on the bench. He did not start in today's game, which also, raised some eyebrows in his appearance today. We'll talk about that today. Essentially, first goal comes in pretty early in the game, 6 minutes into the game. Obviously, you're the away team. You're going to take up pressure from the home team a lot. They're going to come out charged up. They got their fans behind them. You get it. But we were soaking up way too much pressure. We weren't countering enough. We weren't really pressing them. We weren't really, threatening them. And unfortunately, on a set piece where Delap loses his man on the defensive side of it, loses Bijol, to be fair. And it's a brilliant header. Sanchez can't do anything about it. But unfortunately, defensive duties were not met. And so Delap lost his man. I'm not blaming Chalobah or Gusto on that one, really. I forgot who was on that front post. But that wasn't their man. And so, we go down 1-0. And we're thinking, all right, give me something, show me something. We struggled a bit. Esteval was getting frustrated on that right wing, and so much so he ends up kicking a player later in the game on purpose to commit a foul, and gets a yellow card. He gets hooked at halftime, likely because he was already getting emotional into the game, and Maresca probably doesn't want to take a chance with it. And obviously, a questionable decision. But we'll get to that halftime. Before we even get to halftime, unfortunately, in the midfield, Enzo Fernandez loses the ball. Tanaka takes a chance to take a shot. He's got the space, takes a shot, rips it on the right-hand side of Sanchez. Sanchez can't get there. And Sanchez actually fuming at this point as well. None of these goals are his fault. So Sanchez fuming with his defense, fuming with his midfield. I think Enzo Fernandez understood at that moment he made a big mistake. And Chelsea are down 2-0, and now this game is getting a little tougher to get into. And hoping for a goal before halftime, we don't get it. Halftime comes, Malo Gusto comes on, Esteval comes off. Who else came off? I forgot who came off. Let me look at this original. Gittins. No, not Gittins. Yeah, no, Gittins did come off, actually. Or was Santos? I think Santos came off. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The point is that second half starts, Malo Gusto's in the lineup, and you have Neto in the lineup. And it didn't take long, 5 minutes into it. Neto, you made me really nervous, but you did it again. He gets another goal from a brilliant cross from Gittins. Gittins, who in the second half looked a lot better, a lot more fluid, a lot more electric. But unfortunately, we weren't giving him too much service in that first half. It was all going down Esteval's side. And brilliant cross from Gittins. Had the time, took his time, saw Neto on that far post. Neto does a good job, good finish. We're now 2-1 behind. And you're thinking, okay, we still have 40 minutes left to the match. We can definitely get a result. We can definitely turn this around. And don't get me wrong. It took a while, but Palmer came on eventually. He looked like he was going to score at some point too. He had a shot that just went wide, was creating a few chances as well. That João Pedro today, absolutely criminal play from João Pedro today in a lot of instances. We're going to have an uncomfortable conversation about João Pedro today as well, and the lap. God. And yeah, it all stems and breaks down the moment the ball goes back to that right back position. Malo Gusto does a good job of controlling the ball and winning it back, gives it to Enzo. Enzo gives it back to Malo. Malo then decides to pass it to Tosin, who I guess doesn't understand the meaning of the word urgency. And one touch, takes a touch, defender's already on him, or attacker's on him, takes a heavy touch at that, and Calvert-Lewin takes advantage of it. He takes a shot, Sanchez semi-blocks it, and Lewin is there to poach it. And not to even mention, Tosin then later on in the game gets a handball, gets a yellow card for that as well. He was desperately on his knees, no AO, on his knees, just falling behind the pack. This feels like I'm watching Aspie at the end of his tenure playing as a right wing back. It's like you want to take it to the back of the barn and just shoot it and just end his misery. Like, absolutely unacceptable performance from Tosin. And Maresca, listen, I think your substitutes worked, but your starting lineup, you don't need to do this anymore. You don't need to put Tosin on. How many times have Tosin cost you? Why are we rewarding that type of performance? Why are we rewarding these types of performance with more minutes? There's an Acheampong on the bench, hungry, eager to prove himself. Has done really, outside of the Brighton game, nothing to show you that he can't be relied on more than Tosin. But you choose to keep him on the bench over and over and over again. Yet you come out in these press conferences and you tell us all that you really rate him. He's got great potential. He's a phenomenal player. Then fucking use him. Use him. I don't understand how you have so much vim to outcast Disasi, whether it be a board decision or your decision. But when it comes to Tosin, we want to make exceptions. Why is that? Why do we want to make exceptions for Tosin? He's a good role model, a good person to have in the locker room. Cool, that's all good in the locker room. It's not good on the pitch. He's shit. He's shit. He has cost Chelsea so many games. There's a common denominator here, people. In games like this, where we're supposed to be winning them, it's no coincidence that when Wesley Fofana is not in the side, this is what we look like defensively. It's no coincidence that it happens to be when Tosin's on the pitch. Don't forget the Fulham game he got away with in the beginning of the season. Let's not forget the other shit performances he's had. But no, we're going to play him and we're going to say rotation. What about Acheampong? He's there. He is available. He has shown he's more competent than Tosin. And even if he makes a mistake, recovery pace. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. And just like that, people, this is how we start December. And now we just got to hope Arsenal at some point drop points. City at some point drop points. And we capitalize. We just got to hope that this is just a one-off. We just got to hope that this doesn't happen again. Because we can't be losing any more games. We can't lose any more games. No, absolutely not. Not with the ambition that this club should be making and not with what we've seen it can do in the last week. It's unacceptable. And I'll be honest, to an extent, people, the lineup that was out there should be enough to beat Leeds, even with Tosin. Let's be real. So now we got to look at Maresca for that too. But I'm sure I've said many things that people disagree with. So let's go ahead. Ahmed, I'm sorry to make you wait. Big up. Let's get this show going, man. What are your thoughts on today's game?
I'll be honest, mate. It's not great. You know, it's not great at all. I think for me, we're going to start from the beginning at the very least. My big thing really is that I don't understand why Tosin is still starting for us. That is my main issue. I think we have all come to the conclusion that realistically, this guy cannot play for us in the team. And I was surprised that if you are going to play Chalobah right back, you should have at least put a Champong there and Buddy showed there. They've already played before against Liverpool, right? That would have been the perfect thing to do, right? If you're going to make that change. Barring everything around that, everything else, I didn't mind too much. It was okay. I think that I was good enough to go out there and beat Leeds. I think one of them. I think for me, there was a few issues. I don't think Santos had the greatest of games. If we're being fair, I don't think Enzo had the greatest of games either. If we're also being fair, and so midfield wise, we weren't good enough, and they were able to press us quite well. And then in the midfield area, get the ball back and do their thing. I think the other problem also was that our centre backs, they cannot pass. If they're in the Fofana Colwell, these guys cannot pass forward.
I can name in one hand how many passes that were actually decent. And it was the lap chance that he flubbed.
Yeah.
When he went wide. That was Tosin, and that's all he did today. All he did.
And so, and then you had that. So there's a lack of build-up. Our midfield wasn't good enough in this game, performance-wise. And then going forward, right, the chemistry between Liam Delap, right, and then obviously and Cole Palmer. Is that it? Yeah. What do you mean? Is that you already brought me a burger? That's not intense. I was saying, what are you talking about, bro? It's burger. Say what? Wait. What?
All right.
Nah, this is crazy. No, I'm so sorry, bro.
You're fine. Go take care of business. I'll handle it. Okay, I'll handle it from here, people. Jesus. Let me put him backstage. Okay. Yeah. All right, chat. I guess there's no real other place to start. And that's what. Listen, we'll get on Maresca, but we have to start with the elephant in the room, people. I'm not saying Tosin is the reason we lost, but actually Tosin is kind of pretty much one of the biggest reasons we lost. But I will say Tosin is the reason we didn't win, because I think you guys felt it too. Am I wrong in saying that when Neto scores that goal in the 50th minute, how many of you in the chat believed, oh shit, we're actually going to come back, we're going to make this work? Because I'm sure there's a few of you that actually thought we were actually going to come out with a win in the second half up until that point. It's not that he's lazy, it's just that he's just a slug. He's just sluggish as fuck. Slow at everything. Yeah, sure. It's the first, that's what I'm hoping for. It's the first L in a long time, and I'm hoping it's the last L in a long time. 2 goals for Tosin's fault. I don't know about the headed goal. I'll be so real with you. Well, let's actually, no, I can't even look at it because I don't have it. But it's not good, guys. It's not good. Like, Tosin is no reason to play in this team. I'm so fed up with it. Even if it's like for the sake of a passing option, is it really worth it? Is it really worth the liability defensively just for the ability to pass through the middle like that? Mind you, we did pass through the middle like that, and it gave us a good chance, but he doesn't do it enough. He does not do it enough. He does not. He just doesn't. It's kind of like how I always, like Jorginho when he used to play for the team, right? I always used to say, yo, Jorginho, you have that chip pass. You have that ping pass ability that Enzo has, but you don't do it enough. And goddamn, like Tosin, again, I'm not saying he's 100% the reason we lost. There's other reasons we lost. I'll be so real. But he's the reason we didn't come back and win that game. Because like I said, I feel like we were going to win that game. Cole Palmer came on, almost scored, went a little wide. Like, we were looking a little better. But I think when Tosin made that mistake, it took the wind out of our sails completely. It took the wind out of our sails completely. And don't get me wrong, I have a lot of criticism for the attack today, and I will get to it as well. All our build-up was slow as crap, dude. Yeah, and that's another one too. Tosin, dog, like, let's just, you know what? Fuck it, let's just do this. Let's just look at this. Let's just do it right now. We'll fucking do it live. Hold on, let me just get this up for you guys. Let's look at the goal. Let's look at the goal. Look at this stupid fucking Tosin goal. Let's break it down, people. I don't have the whole play. God damn it. There's other ones with the whole play. All right. Actually, Ahmed's back. Ahmed, I'm going to try to find this this highlight, but go ahead. You were speaking on the game.
Yeah, so as I was saying, obviously, going forward, obviously, so centre-back wise, not being able to build up play. Midfield wasn't good enough, right? And then going forward, right? Listen, Esteval, one of the reasons why I've been a bit more quieter on Esteval has been because these games will probably happen to him, right? Where he's a bit more, where he's not able to create more, not able to shine more, right? Because the defender maybe has a better of him on these games. And that's a natural experience for a young 18-year-old player, right? And these games are bound to happen. So for me, with him, like, you can see the team was trying to be giving the ball a bit too much. But I felt like because of that, more pressure, I don't think that was necessarily a good thing that happened in that game, particularly in the first half. I actually feel like if you look at what my boy Gittins was doing, I actually think Gittins actually looked a lot better when he gave him the ball. Right?
In the second half, 100%, yeah.
Even in the first half, there were times where I felt like, you know, there was something happening creatively there.
He didn't take his man on enough in the first half, I felt, but that's okay because he wasn't losing the ball.
But then, you know, I look at then João Pedro and Delap, right? Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Okay, I think there's 3 issues there. The first issue is that the chemistry between them both is cooked, bro. There's no chemistry between them. Personally, you can see in the way they play, there's like a clear lack of chemistry between João Pedro and Delap. That's number 1. Number 2, right? With Delap specifically, although I feel like he was getting into better positions in the second half, maybe because of the changes that were occurring and everything of the sort, right? But yes, he was getting chances, and then he started to shoot a bit more, which I think was a bit positive. But in the first half, he wasn't able to hold off his man physically. His build-up play wasn't that great, right? Because of the lack of chemistry of João Pedro, right? And so then he becomes a useless player. Like, I think with him, you know, I think we agreed continuously presses for no reason, but he does the overpress issue. With him, he's a bit more selective, it seems, but it's a bit less creative. And I think for me, the problem is, right, Esteval wasn't really creating for him. Obviously, Gittins only decided to create in the first half. This is the problem you're gonna have with a guy like Delap. If you're not creating for him, bro, he looks shit. I'm just gonna be honest with you, and I've said that multiple times on the stream before. If you're not creating for him, he's basically a cone. He's a cone. And that's just the reality of the matter right now, right? With him, at the very least. Now, João Pedro is allergic. He's almost got a similar problem to Jackson, which is he's allergic to shooting.
I would argue Timo Werner.
Either way, but the reason why I'm using Jackson is because he was also at times allergic to shooting. That was the problem, right? And the thing for me is that what was killing me is that we would get into these great positions that either his touch is absolutely abysmal, right, or he doesn't just shoot at first time, bro. You know what I mean, Marshall? And that fucking annoying, and that's been happening, by the way, consistently over the last few games too, bro. Yeah, well, I don't understand what is going on with him. Why can you not take a touch and then shoot, or then shoot it yourself?
This is the problem that Maresca has, right? Because
wait, Marshall, time out on that one, because that's a big topic in itself.
Yeah, but we'll get to the end because this is related to João Pedro. You look at that performance in the striker position when he's not shooting. As a spectator, where do you think then his best position is? Creative, right? Because he looked like he wants to create. He wants to have the extra touch, the link up, the triangle pass, all this, the tiki-taka, the flicks. Okay, cool. You want to create? Cool. You put him in the 10, then what? He doesn't create. So where is his best position?
This is why, by the way, I know that a lot of people, it's easy to be critical of Delap because he's the number 9, right? And if he's not scoring goals, right, and he's not getting creation happen to him, it's easy to attack him. This is why, by the way, I'm kind of a bit more critical of the guys around him too. You have to be critical of them. Esteval, I can understand he's a young guy.
Yeah.
Even Gittins, I can understand he's a young guy. But Del Pedro, though, bro, you're the guy that's meant to be the 10. You're meant to be helping to create for Delap, right? And you started doing it in the second half, but it was way too late by that time.
He wants to dribble everyone.
Exactly. And that's the
It's
problem.
the same issue that like Sancho had to an extent. Where it's like, brother, you have to let go of the ball. You have to pass the ball. It's, oh my God, it's so frustrating. And like, listen, I've said it from the beginning. Like, I'm really happy for what João Pedro has given the club so far in terms of helping us out in Club World Cup. He looked fantastic in that tournament. He was scoring brilliant goals. I've always known he's got great potential. I've always known there's a good player there. But I wasn't gassing it up too much. I wasn't saying best signing of the season in August. Like, I was calm about it because I understand players go through good form and bad form. We saw it with Jackson. Why are we pretending Jackson didn't have this type of a start last season and then he fell off the face of the earth? I'm not saying that João Pedro is going to fall off the face of the earth, but I'm looking at it and I'm saying he's also just a top player. That's it. He's not world class. He's not inevitable. He's also just another good player. He's going to have good moments. He's going to have bad moments. And right now, he's going through a rough patch of form. 60 million, like now it doesn't look like he's a signing of the season now, people.
The problem is, when we bought Delap, you bought him for 30 million. So at the very least, there's an easy argument to be made. He is a work in progress, right?
Sure.
You can make that argument. He's a work in progress. You're buying for 30 million. Right, we know that the archetype of striker I brought in a striker that I have to create for. If I'm not creating for him, he is shit. It's almost, we're in a similar situation almost to what Haaland is for City. But if I'm not creating for Haaland, then I'm just 10 men.
Are you talking about João Pedro right now or Delap?
I'm talking about Delap. I'm going to turn it around to him, right?
Yeah.
The difference is when we bought João Pedro was a Swiss Army knife that was there to help us get a bunch of goals, but at the same time create for us. Right, and the thing is, we've seen him when he plays in the 9 role, he's not been good either. Right, so it becomes a problem when you're in the 9, you're not great. When you're in the 10, you're not great. So then, what are you good for? You know what I mean? That's a problem when you bought him for 60 British million pounds, bro. You can't make. The thing is, I can excuse the money or something if I bought him for cheap. Do you know what I mean? I can excuse that, bro. Right? There's a reason why people are trying to get on Gittins because they bought him for 51 million. Remember? That's why people are crashing on him, right? So that's the reason why I can crash it. I'm trying to crash it on. Sorry, I'm crashing it more on Pedro because he's worth 60 million. He's prime proven, guys. Remember, this is the prime proven signing. He's done it in the league. He's done it for Watford. He's done it for Brighton. Right? That's why I'm very critical on him more than I am. That's only played 1 season on the relegation side, guys. Yeah. Right. That was all. We always knew Delap was a work in progress. That's the best way to put it, bro. So that's my only issue. I think for me, I think just when Pedro Neto came on, great goal by him, great assist by getting a thingy. But the problem was, bro, once you got the second one, other than obviously the Cole Palmer chance which he missed, the problem was, bro, our midfield wasn't good enough, bro. We couldn't hold the ball in the midfield. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's part of it. But I feel like just João Pedro was ruining a lot of the plays. That is also. I'm gonna be so real. I feel like, but he's a part of the midfield, Marshall. He's also part of the midfield. Okay, yeah. As long as we're counting him as part of the midfield, because like I just felt like we would get him behind, right? There was this one play in particular where like I don't know who sent it. I think it was Chalaba or Santos sent it to Gusto, right? And I'm thinking, okay, we're in behind. And nothing comes of it. And the amount of times I saw João Pedro in today's game where it's just like, I'm going to dribble and I'm going to lose it. I'm going to dribble, I'm going to lose it. Scott. It just for me. What are we talking about? Who are we talking about? I just think for me with João Pedro, simply, João Pedro right now. He needs to know shoot. SHOOT. You know what I mean? When it's in the great position, you just shoot it. Don't think you have to shoot. No, Ahmed. Why are you trying to change someone who, like, this is who he is? Like, I'm gonna say the same thing that I said before. When you buy these players, you're buying. This is what you get. Like, sorry, we bought a £30 million striker
who prior to last season had only ever scored 8 goals in a league season, and is in his 4th season, I think it is, 3rd or 4th season of professional football at this level. At men's football, and is 2nd at the top level. This is what you get. You get players like this. You bought a number 10/9.5 that doesn't want to shoot, doesn't like to shoot, and last season had 5 non-penalty goals. This is what you get. Why are we surprised? Notice how the players that we bought from Manchester City and Brighton who are good had shown they were of a level of being good prior to us buying them. Cucurella was the best left back in the league, and Caicedo was Caicedo. Lavia was quality at Southampton, like one of the best midfielders in the league playing at Southampton, and Palmer's the one anomaly. We've got to stop conflating of, oh, they come from City or they come from Brighton, they must be good with. No, maybe they're just good because they're good. These guys stink. They suck. Like, Delap is shit. Like, he is exactly what we thought he was going to be in terms of, I thought he'd be better than this, but he is a squad option striker. He should be behind someone on the bench, and he should be rotated into games. João Pedro stinks as well. Like, you can't tell me either of these dudes are better than Jackson. You just can't. Sorry. And Jackson wasn't good enough either.
I want you to hear my take here, Scott. Yeah, I think I agree with you that Delap is a work in progress, right? But at the same time, is it fair to Delap, that, you know, essentially in the second half, you only had 2 good chances created by João Pedro. Barring that, Gittins wasn't crossing into him. Estaval obviously he's a young guy. Obviously, he's not gonna obviously have the most consistent game. And João Pedro wasn't creating anything for him either.
Ahmed,
that's my only issue. Like, sometimes,
Ahmed, while I agree, well, I 100% agree with you. My counterpoint would be he had the exact same issue at Ipswich and it didn't bother him. He actually outscored his XG. He had the same problem at Ipswich in terms of they didn't create a lot of chances for him, but he scored the chances he got.
But that's the other thing, Ahmed. Like,
so he's now getting no chances, and the chances he is getting, the one in behind where he like takes it slightly wide, hits the side netting, and the other one, by the way, where he gets sent through by João Pedro and tries to flick it with his right instead of just hitting it with his left. Oh, and then the one he blazes over as well on his left. Yeah. At Ipswich, he's scoring those. He's not scoring them here. Because this is the issue. It was the same issue, by the way, with Jackson. We didn't create a lot of chances, and then the chances he would get because he wasn't clinical, we missed, and then we got pissed with him.
Yeah. But Ahmed, the thing is that Jackson did, though, there were games where we wouldn't create much for him, but he would still create chances, either for himself or for his teammates.
And that's the problem right now that I have with the lap, right? Like, sorry, Prime.
The thing is, the lap's so stationary. There's no like presence about him. And a few games ago, I didn't get onto him because you were getting back from your injury. You're fully fit now. What's the problem?
Okay, but here's the thing. And this is where I'm going to defend Ahmed on this, right? I feel with the lap, listen, I'm willing to give him more time a day because he only costs 30 mil. I know he's a development striker, not necessarily the starting product, but obviously other Chelsea fans are going to tell you, oh, he's the best one we could have gotten in the market. Oh, everyone wanted him. Sure, right? But we all knew he was still developing. The thing with him is that with Maresca, it seems that players need at least half a season to really get on with like how the system works before they actually start being consistently good and fitting the system. So I'm willing to wait on Delap because he was injured for about a month and a half. And that's a month and a half he wasn't playing with the team.
I understand all of that. And I said that a few games ago about Delap. That doesn't excuse not being able to just do the basics, though. It doesn't excuse any of this.
But can I counter that? Actually,
go ahead. I'll say my counterpoint very quickly, Ahmed, would just be, this is the type of striker he is, though. Like I said this weeks ago in terms of we have signed someone, like last night was a bit of an anomaly. We have signed your typical traditional number 9 box striker. He doesn't help him build up. His touch is mid. Like his link up play is mid. His hold up play at this point is mid. He's Lukaku, bro. Just without the hold up play. We bought a Lukaku prototype of striker, but with not anywhere near the same level of goal scoring, and who is much younger, so doesn't have the reps that Lukaku did. But you've bought that for a system where you haven't played with that type of striker, and then have put him in. It's like, I'm not surprised. Like, what he needs help with, and this is why I will defend the Delap as well, because today the person who honestly takes like my outside of Tosin takes most of my flack from today is the moron he had next to him. Why is my number 10 further forward than my striker? Why is my number 10 doing no creating, no dropping deep, no link up play, nothing? That's what he needs, because he's not going to do that.
But back to the point that like Prime had pointed out, right? Like, I'm not even asking Delap to play and create chances like how Jackson did. I know he's not going to be able to do that. But very much like Olivier Giroud, right? He created chances in his own way that helped his style of play. I'm not even seeing that from Delap. Like, if you want to do the hold-up play, if you want to do the bullying thing, then do the hold-up play and the bullying thing better, because I'm not seeing good enough right now.
I don't think he's not. Well, I don't think he does do that. At least not for us. Another thing that people don't talk about, the way Maresca plays, you need a certain profile of striker, because we don't necessarily create a lot of chances for the striker all the time, and the striker also has to do so much. That's part of why also with Jackson, like barring just the finishing, everything else he was doing, why we didn't upgrade on Jackson at all.
But can I be
we had towards Jackson, we didn't upgrade on this guy.
But at the same time, I can't lie to you. HA makes a valid point here, which is that we shouldn't be in a situation where we're creating the same amount of chances as Ipswich. Can we also be objective about that too? Like, realistically, as a football team, we should be able to create more than enough chances than Ipswich to allow our strikers to score goals for us too. Like, if we're being fair. Yes, there may be a game or two, objectively speaking, right, where of course you're not going to be able to create enough chances, and that's where the striker needs to be banged for his buck. I 100% agree with you, Prime. But realistically, though, at the same time, this is not a good Leeds side, bro. We should be able to create more than enough chances.
Daniel Fox's job is in jeopardy. If he had lost this in the next one, he would have been sacked.
Ahmed, this is also meant to be because I remember what people said about Delap last year. People said that this is the heir to Kane's throne. He's the next Harry Kane. So we can't now, and people were happy with the strikers we got in the summer. You guys know what I wanted. I wanted someone ready-made, but people said no. Delap's better than Osimhen. João Pedro, massive improvement.
Big up, Stuffy.
The thing is,
what now?
So listen, I am happy that we got Delap. I'm happy that even João Pedro, even though I was a bit more neutral on João Pedro, I'm happy we got this guy. But my thinking was that because we created so many chances last season, remember, we were actually creating a lot of chances last season towards the end. My thinking was, now we've got a guy that's in the box, that's a bit more box presence, which he is to an extent, right? We'll be creating for him. But it seems to be that we're doing the opposite now. You know what I mean? It's almost opposite.
You know what's crazy? Wait. You know what's crazy? Because you just pointed it out to me. You just made it so crystal clear for me. Delap has a creativity problem, right? Outside of like, because I know he can shoot, I know he can score, but he doesn't get in front of the net. He doesn't try to create his own chances. I have issues with his creativity problem. With João Pedro, I have issues with your shooting. I have issues with you creating too much in moments where I need you to just shoot the ball.
He's never, but like it's like I said to Ahmed earlier, this guy is in his 6th year of football in England, whether that's the Championship or the Premier League. He has never been a volume shooter at any club he's ever been at, and especially last season, he was not a volume shooter.
Wait, did he join the Premier League at age 18?
Scott is right when he said about how
he joined Watford when he was 18, I think.
Wow. Scott is right about when he said when we bought Cuckoo and Caicedo and Enzo, we bought quality young players. Why?
And you also bought guys who had shown a level.
Fine. Regardless of me saying I want the ready-made striker, cool. If you don't want to spend big money on Osimhen, that's fine. But all these young potential guys we were linked to Etatike. We weren't willing to spend the big money on him, even though I agree he cost a lot. But he's worth getting him over.
Wasn't he the same amount as João Pedro?
No, he was. He would have cost, if we hadn't have bought João Pedro and Delap and just bought Ekatike, they basically cost about the same.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And the thing is, we bought 2 young strikers, but they're not of the level yet. If you had got one of them at least, and you got one experienced guy, it's fine. or maybe one of João Pedro and Delap, and then one red experienced guy.
You know what vexes me about that statement, though?
It's like our winger problem that we have as well.
Yo, but you know what vexes me about that issue? You know what vexes me about what you're saying, Prime?
Yeah.
Mark Guiu looks better than both of them.
I said this on Lewis's stream. You can't tell me he was worse than both of them, especially Delap.
And it's annoying because that injury he got last year against West Ham when he came on, that fucked up his trajectory. Because if he had been playing and showing that he's actually good and he's actually good enough, who knows what situation we could possibly.
But the thing is, you know what Gui does? Gui does what Jackson basically was doing last season, in the sense that he's able to press the ball well, he's able to get the ball, hold the centre back, and he does the creating part really well, right? That's what he does really well, and that's the problem, right? But then he doesn't do it. But then when it comes to shooting,
Ahmed,
but then when it comes to shooting as well, he's not on target as well.
This is why, like, this is why
what I'm saying. Like,
I agree with what Prime said earlier in terms of, I think it was Prime that said this in terms of profiles. The profile of striker that we need to play up front is so niche in terms of to also find quality. Like, you had the guy in Ekatike, like, in terms of, I was wrong about him in terms of, I didn't think he would like get the physicality. I was wrong. But outside of him, someone of that level in terms of to help you win titles and shit, there isn't right now. Outside of Kane, there's no one else that's that profile. So what you have to do is you have to find the next best thing in terms of, maybe you find the striker that doesn't do as much in build-up, but will score you the goals. That's fine, because guess what you then need to do? Your 10 and wingers just need to do more, which is fine if they're of the level that they can do more. When they're of the level of Gittins and Garnacho and João Pedro, they're not doing shit.
But Maresca wants his striker to be involved in the build-up, which is fine, but we now need another. Like, our only reliable goal scorer that we can trust is Palmer. We shouldn't have that. That shouldn't be the case. Did you say Esteban?
No, even Esteban's not a reliable goal scorer.
Yeah, but the guy's a kid.
I mean, he's got most goals for our team so far, doesn't he?
Yeah, and that's a problem.
I know.
In all comps, yes.
The guy doesn't even start week in, week out. That's a problem, Marshall.
Exactly.
He's been stopped.
If he's our top goal scorer, our top contributor, and Maresca doesn't even play this guy week in, week out.
Problem is, though, like, I think for me, I look at this.
Even if Palmer was fit, we would be in a better position right now. But that's because of Palmer's quality. What else do we have to rely on in goals aside from Palmer?
I'm looking, by the way, as well.
I mean, what about Neto? Neto's been getting a few.
I don't even think Palmer's a goal scorer necessarily. But what else do we have besides him? No, but in terms of his primary role should be creating for us, not just scoring goals.
I'm having a look, by the way. Our top goal scorer now in the Premier League, because, like, that's what I'm focusing on more than anything, because, like, everything else is calm in terms of the Champions League and the Cups. The Premier League, our top goal scorer is Neto. You're telling me our most reliable goal scorer is Neto, who currently has the most goals he's ever scored in a league campaign, with 5.
And then, if you ask Chelsea fans, do we even agree that Neto should be
fun fact, by the way. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is now 1 goal behind João Pedro.
Yeah, but Scott, if you said about Neto, if you ask Chelsea fans, if you like the fan base, do we all agree that Neto should even be starting week in, week out?
Yeah, this team, yeah.
Neto could potentially be sold in the summer.
Neto could currently,
well, like, if we get better, yeah.
Shit.
Like, Neto could potentially be sold in the summer.
Yeah,
and he's
potentially, but that'd be foolish, because then who the hell are you getting? Kenda?
Hey,
that's it. You're putting all your cards on Kenda.
It was also foolish to bring in 2 young strikers that don't have a history and record of scoring goals consistently.
But you know what's crazy? The fan base had no issue with it during Club World
That's
Cup,
what I just said. Oh my
God, has the same amount of goals as fucking Pedro.
I said the window is at 4.5. I didn't like the window.
And you know what?
That window was a 2, bro.
You said something, Prime, that once again you're on a vexing mode today, bro. Because I felt vexed again, dog. I'm hearing us talk about, well, Jackson, Delap doing what Jackson did in this. Well, Guiu does what Jackson does with the press and everything. Oh, well, João Pedro, when he created, it's like what Jackson was. And I'm hearing Jackson. I'm thinking, bro, why the fuck did we get rid of Jackson then?
No, I'm not hearing that.
No, time out. We can't do that one either.
From me.
Yes, and the reason why we can't do
from
that,
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
The
defended him so
Yes.
much last
Yes,
season.
yes, yes.
Are you
And the
kidding me?
Wait, and the reason why we can't do that is because we also know the reason why Jackson's not at this football club either. Okay,
But it goes to the planning, right? The
No,
directors.
No, Ahmed, I get what Marshall's trying to say. It's not about keeping Jackson.
Yeah.
The point is,
Yeah.
you got rid of the guy, and we still have nothing. We're worse.
The problem is, though, the
Yeah.
problem is we have something, bro. The issue is we are not playing to the thing. That's what it comes down to me. If you're not
but
playing to the
Safi-
thing, for me, it becomes, if you're not playing to the thing, then the player becomes useless, bro. That's what it is. That's just fundamentally the problem.
By the way, just
How
on
many goals
Staffy's
Sesko
comment,
got?
like I said this on Lewis's channel. If the lap was at United right now, he's not starting. They'd be starting Cunha up front and Bruno in the 10, or they'd have probably still bought Sesko and sold Xerxes.
Probably so. Yeah,
Like,
you
he
know how many
would've-
goals
the only
Sesko's
team-
got, by the way.
The only team that he would have started for, that was linked with him in the summer, was Everton. And look at Everton's strikers.
God,
That's the
you-
only team that was linked with him he would have started for.
Oh
He
yeah,
wouldn't have
because,
started for Newcastle. He
yeah,
wouldn't have
he's
started for
a-
United. He wouldn't have
Right.
started for us originally. Like, I didn't think he'd start for us
He's
originally.
he's a David Moyes type of striker. So yeah.
Yeah, but also they got Tieno, Barry, and Beto. Like, they stink. So it's,
My thing is, yeah, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to make. It's hard for me to criticize that, and I say this even on the Discord when we're watching the games together, because if I'm not giving you food, how can I complain to you, bro? You
I
know
mean,
what I
he
mean?
was
If
crashing out on the lap, weren't you?
You know what I mean? Listen, chill out, mate. You know that was because I
I'm
was
not giving you
not.
food. How can I complain? I hear that, Ahmed.
You know what I mean?
But
Listen,
also-
the thing is, can I give you? Let me give you a good
Yeah.
example here, because you guys know I'm a civil engineer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, we
I'm a
didn't know
civil
that.
engineer. Well, listen, but as you guys know, I'm a civil engineer. But like one of the things, obviously, civil engineer is to do with building, right? It's with
Yeah.
building, right? If I can't ask builders to build stuff if they don't have the equipment, to build the stuff with, right? And if you're not giving these guys, if I'm not equipping the mandem with what is necessary, then I'm in trouble. You know what's funny? Yeah, João Pedro was good. My problem is, my problem is that we never create for the lab. Yeah, and then we give him like one chance. Everyone will cook him for that one chance, but then it's the same shit. But then we go back
Ahmed,
in circles.
You're a
It's
civil
just-
engineer, right? So
Yes.
when you are like, so you're in charge of like helping with the development and construction of buildings, right?
Yes.
So you would hire an architect, no?
Yeah, of course, but not architects are for
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, but you'd I don't know how it all works.
No. Let's get in.
You'd hire an
trolling,
architect,
You're trolling.
right? Cool. Would you hire an architect that doesn't have a track record of building things? If
course not,
you're
of course
trying to build the new stadium for Chelsea, would you hire an architect that doesn't have a track record of building stadiums?
Hell no.
And we bought two strikers that don't have a track record of getting 20 goals.
Combined,
That's fair
actually,
enough.
yeah.
No. You know what? That's
Ahmed,
fair enough.
Ahmed,
They
you're
barely
last
had
Arsenal.
But
Actually, one
but
doesn't even
Maresca
have a
doesn't
functioning
want that.
brain. One doesn't even have a functioning brain and
We don't, okay, but we don't even have an architect that has a track record of doing what
One
they're
second.
doing.
Ahmed triggered me with this freaking thing of building. Okay, I can understand that when you make it for João Pedro, Gittins. So when you're saying we're not building for Delap can't hold up the ball. He hasn't scored a Premier League fucking goal. The only goal he scored is a tap in by Enzo Fernandez. What are we doing?
Yes,
what
but
are we
the thing
actually
is,
doing?
wait. CP, I get what you're saying, bro. But the problem, the archetype of striker we brought, you have to create for him, or he's useless, bro. That's what we brought, bro. That's what
I
we
get
did.
that, but brother, he
But
can't even hold the ball.
CP, like,
Calm
but
down,
other
CP.
stuff
He
is-
played 7
supposed to be
games, man. He
physical,
only
right?
played
He's
7
supposed to be
games.
physical, but he's being a physical
Oh my
little
god, Chris,
bitch.
I'm rage bitten.
By the way,
Physical bitch.
after today's game, just to point out, after today's game, the lap is 007 in the Premier League.
Yep.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Deservedly
man of my club.
so.
So,
Deservedly so. man.
so
I
with
can't
the
even
lap,
hate on it.
so with the lap and João Pedro, do we have to wait for Palmer until those two look better?
Yeah.
Bro, are we back to needing to wait for Palmer, bro?
The
But this
problem
is
is,
no. Before you go, Ahmed, before we
Get
talk on
João
Cole
Pedro,
Palmer,
fella.
before we
I
talk on
can
Cole
wait for
Palmer,
Palmer.
because CP alluded to this, and I need to address it. Like, not even CP, Prime, right? Like, okay, they don't have a track record for getting 20 plus goals. But Maresca has a track record for saying he doesn't want a keeper that gets you 20 goals. I want, not a keeper, I'm sorry, a striker that gets you 20 plus goals. I want a striker that can get involved, can get goals, but everyone else in the team get goal, right? That's fine. I go back again. then why get rid of Jackson if that's the profile you're looking
but that's
for?
fine.
Because
I
the lap is
said
not that.
Kane-
Because
Okay,
you
that's
coached
fine.
him in Man City
Yeah.
doesn't mean he's a different player now. Like,
That's fine. I said 20 goals is a buzzword. That's fine. But
sure.
we need in our forward line. So I'm including the striker, the wingers, and the 10 in Palmer.
He's
In that forward line, the only goal scorer is Palmer. Who else do we have to score? If our two strikers and Pedro and Delap won't score goals consistently for us, who else is there? What, Pedro
Okay,
Neto?
so this is what I have to look at. This is what, guys. I'm afraid.
Esteval was 18. He doesn't play
wait.
now.
No. I
Yeah, but I feel like he might be
but
one
this
of
is
our
where,
best goal
guys, this is where the attention, we've got to put the camera. Yeah, the camera needs to be turned to the gaffer. And I hate to put it like this, but sister, and hear me out here. Hear me out. Wait a minute, boys. Lovely. Thanks, Marshall. I love that one. That's a good quality one too. But this is what you have to be, as the manager, you have to be saying, guys, I need my wingers to be creative wingers, bro. I don't need you to be cutting inside and looking to shoot all the time. I need you to be creating specifically for the man. João Pedro, bro, you have to be Pacific, bro. Even if you're gonna play the lap, you have to. This is what you have to see. Wingers, great. Listen, wingers, great. Number 10, you are here to create. If you can get a shot off every now and then, I don't mind. But those three things need to happen. Otherwise, bro, you're in trouble.
We see our wingers creating
No,
to the middle.
wait. But our wingers do create. And Gittins did a cross, which last time Pedro Neto was there
Thank
for the
you.
cross, right?
Thank
and
you.
one sec. And when you specifically have two strikers, one should be making a run for the back post while the other one is occupying the middle or the front post.
It was
But
supposed to be
none of these
Esteval on the back post,
want
but
to
he,
make that run.
Wait.
young
Okay,
team.
no. But this is why I'm gonna come back to you too. That type of cross is fair enough. I'm not gonna disagree with that type of cross, right? Because your winger can be there, right? That's where João Pedro should be there. But are we wait. But at the same time, we are creating for the other winger, bro. We're not creating again for the guy in the middle. That's the problem, bro. That is also another problem, right? When has our crosses been able to go to the lap itself?
But you say we don't create chances. We created the lap 2 good chances, say at least 2. Good
And you
ones.
fucked it up.
And we only created 2 chances against
I'm not
Leeds.
saying she scored 2.
We only created 2
Can-
chances against
but
left. Leeds.
Ahmed, I understand where you're coming from. I totally get it, but I also have to look at it from a perspective of you're a striker. I'm sorry, you're playing in the middle of 2 center backs, in the middle of the whole heart of the defense. Yes, 3 center backs. You're going to struggle to, get many chances because you're in a really tough spot to get chances. It's congested in there. You got 3 defenders around you. It's going to be very difficult for you to get the ball and get it very often, right? You gotta be malleable. You gotta adapt your game to, again, similar to Jackson, where like in those games when Jackson wasn't getting in front of goal, okay, I'm gonna drop down and create, see if I can get an in behind run with with João Pedro, and see what happens. Which happened from time to time. They found each other from time to time, but it's when you have those chances, you have to be clinical. I'm sorry, if you get 2 chances, you have to at least get it on net. We saw that. He didn't even get it on target.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna rebuttal again. Easy rebuttal. Yeah. We did not buy that level of striker to be able to do that, bro.
So, no, we did.
That's an easy rebuttal.
I agree with you on that one.
He got one of them.
Yes, we did.
Listen, he got one of them was the slightly above obviously the goalkeeper, which is the one he plays over the top. And the other one, he literally hit at the goal. He hit the net. So either way, the point I'm still trying to make here is that we did not buy that type of striker. This is the same issue we had, by the way, when we got Timo Werner too, by the way, yeah? We are buying strikers who are called volume strikers, bro. They are not clinical in terms of 1 to 2 chances, bang, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the amount they need, bro. Otherwise, you're not going to get them to score. That's the top striker rule. We have not brought clinical strikers. We have brought volume strikers. In order for these guys to become clinical, they have to score from these volumes. If they don't score from these volumes, bro, they're not going to reach a level.
There are no clinical strikers in the world.
Exactly.
What about Harry
Not
Kane?
at all, but you just don't want to. You just don't want to buy them.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Kane, and that's about it.
Holland, excuse me, Erling Haaland.
Osimhen, you need to give him a few chances to score.
I say
Erling Haaland.
Yeah, he's not clinical.
The point, Marshall, right? You're not. There's no such.
Okay, fine.
Hold on. Kane and Haaland we're not getting, so they're not.
Yeah.
In
No,
the
but
conversation.
Prime, I'll give you an example. That chance that Delap has where he like flicks it with his right foot. Are you telling me Osimhen's not getting a shot away? And
I
potentially
agree
scoring?
with you, Scott. But I
Cool.
wanted him, and Chelsea fans just accepted Delap and João Pedro.
Hey, don't I, hey.
Fairness,
Hey,
I wanted
that's
Diogo as
pretty
well.
bad. I
That-
think-
that was
You
my
guys
fault.
accepted this.
But
Mine
just on
too.
a side note, I feel so
Yeah.
bad for you if you had to wake up at 4:15 in the morning for that shit. You've got to
Yeah.
go through the rest of your day knowing you just watched that. Hey, that's peak. I feel bad.
I just
Oh.
think go to sleep.
Oh,
Drink
that's
some
bad.
beer.
That's bad.
I just think for me,
Oh, I'm so sorry,
the
bro.
argument
Get a blowjob.
specifically. Okay,
Hey, yo.
thanks.
Right, or,
All right,
you
man.
know, or,
Alright, wait,
If you have a
pussy.
girlfriend,
I
yeah,
don't know.
Dexter. If you have a
What?
girlfriend,
Say
Yeah,
it,
just-
Marshall?
if you have a girlfriend,
Just
Marshall's
do
offering,
everything
Marshall's
to
offering.
take your mind off the game. That's all
I
I'm
need to
trying to
ask some
say.
questions about
Man
what's
said,
happening.
man said some casually head. Crazy.
So
honestly, Marshall, you're
You
not
reckon
wrong.
there's some people getting head while we listen to
If
the
you have a
stream, bro?
girlfriend,
Well, like,
Hey,
yeah.
why
I
do you
honestly
think
hope-
that?
No, actually, no.
By
If
the
you're
way-
doing that while listening to this.
by the way, guys,
Hey,
one thing I want to make a
make sure
comment
she
on.
subscribes though. Make sure she subscribes. Or
One thing I'm gonna make the comment on,
or
by the way.
he,
Yeah.
whoever you're into, or he.
One thing I was gonna make the comment on, obviously, is that the next game is against Bournemouth, right? Like,
Shit.
we're gonna be facing Bournemouth, and it's listen. I feel like we may be coming back to a same conversation we're having right now, where if the lap starts right, he's only had one, and we only create like a one chance or two. Yeah, we're gonna have the same conversation because but I think what's gonna happen is the team's not gonna create for him. Nothing's gonna happen, and then like it's gonna either be someone Neto's gonna score, or maybe Palmer's gonna be playing that game and score again, and then we're back to the same situation, bro.
Listen, if you have to, and listen, the thing is, you eventually have to play these players. I'm looking at the schedule. If you want to play Maresca, if you want to play the lap, you got Atalanta right there. You can play him there. If you want to play the lap, you have Cardiff City right there, bro.
Cardiff, yes, Cardiff, yes.
My problem is, it's
Oh,
all well
yeah,
and good saying this,
the
but
music
guys,
well,
but
yeah.
we're gonna have to eventually face the music boys. You know what I mean? Whether it be the lap, whether it be João Pedro, the music is gonna have to be faced in the sense that we are gonna need to beat games, but we need our strikers to score. And if you are not
yeah,
waiting
like,
for whoever the said striker is, if it's not the lap, if it's not João Pedro, if it's
We're not
if it's
losing to
Pedro,
Bournemouth.
if
We're not
it's
losing.
Pedro Neto,
He's always
right?
got an assist in the Prem.
Even if it's Mark Gui, even if it's João Pedro, right? So not João Pedro or Pedro Neto, sorry. But we're gonna have to create for any of these three strikers that are in the team.
Yep.
If you're not creating for them, bro, then there's no point of them being there. Let's keep it
That's what
going.
I'm saying. Like, it comes a point, like I said this on Lewis's channel, these guys have to play. The likes of Pedro, Delap, Gittins,
Pick
Garnacho,
up
something
Red
like
Smoke.
these guys
Win a
have,
trophy, please.
these guys have to play because they're in the squad. You can't just not play them. You're going to run players into the ground.
Exactly.
So, like, if they're going to play, they're going to be shit because they're not good players. The issue comes back to the same issue it always is the recruitment. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do
We'll win
about
against
that
them.
now. We can address that in January. Hopefully, we address it in January. But it's the same issue. That's why ultimately, me and Prime were right. That window was a 2 out of 10. What do you mean we've signed 2 strikers and they both suck? What do you mean we signed 2 left wingers and they both suck? What do
I
you
don't
mean
know
you
about
didn't
that.
address this?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. 2 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a 2 out of 10. What did you?
No,
Hold on, hold on.
When
Our
window
strikers
ended,
are,
I said it was a
hold-
4.5.
Hold on, Marshall. Why is it not a 2 out of 10? What position did you address in that window?
Like well.
No, fuck well. What position did you address? Full stop.
Left back, first of all.
The
You also
backup
took
left
care
back.
of, you
Wallace
also
is
took care of the
left back,
right
okay.
wing, right?
Fine.
But the thing is, like, I don't disagree to an extent to what you're saying. Also, the depth too. We added more depth, but I'm not like we're
just
always gonna
complained about
hound. We're always gonna keep hounding on Gittins and Garnacho. But have they not slowly showed improvement in the team since they've come in? Have they not
Are
slowly
they performing
contributed
at the
to
level?
GNA?
No, Marshall. Are they performing at the level I expect from a Chelsea player?
They're performing at a level that has us in second place, Scott, or at least did have us in second place.
Are they performing to the level that you expect as a Chelsea player?
No,
Have they
but they're
performed?
performing well enough. Not enough for me to say it's a 2 out of 10 window. Sure, if you wanted to say initially it's a 2 out of 10 window, fine. But now in hindsight, like, how is it still a 2 out of 10 when these wingers have actually started to actually chip in now?
Because Gittins has
Marshall,
mostly
I
sucked.
said, Marshall, I gave it a 4.5 out of 10 at the time, and I still stand by it because
That's
the window
fine.
ended. We didn't get a center back because we needed one to partner Cole anyway. He got injured. We didn't get a center back.
No, we didn't. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
My thing, but my thing actually.
Okay, again, I'll ask the question. What
Wait.
position did
Scott,
we
I'm gonna
address?
ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question, Scott. I think, Marshall, do you remember what I told you just earlier before these guys came on about
What?
how, because of the price tag, we have brought some of these players.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Gittins, or even Garnacho, you've bought them for quite a bit of money. So there's already going to be a natural expectation there.
Why are
even
we
before
must we slander?
even before we get to, even before they come to this club, where they need to be ready, steady, cook. If that makes sense, they need to be ready, bro. They need to be cooking straight away. That's the problem that you've got when
that's the thing, though.
Yeah, but,
Like,
but I agree with you, bro. I don't think Gittins was ever ready when he came here.
No, but it's not even
what's
that.
the
But like,
price?
again, like we're acting like these players aren't good enough to beat Leeds. That's the frustrating part.
They're not.
Even Tosin at Fulham is good enough to beat
on.
Leeds.
Okay. You know what?
We've
I'm
watched
not
them
too
play
sure.
Marshall.
That one I'm not
We've
too
watched
sure.
them play nearly half a season. The last good game the Lap had was West Ham. I can't remember the last good game João Pedro had. Garnacho has had like 2 good games all season. He's actually probably our like.
Well, he's
One
only
of
played
our-
7 games, so I'll give him
He,
props.
he's actually been decent.
Yeah.
Gittins has had 1 good game all season, pretty much. Like Tosin has been shit all season.
Gittins' last bad. Okay, no, he hasn't either. But Gittins' last bad game, I think was what fucking game was that? Do you remember, Ahmed? Because ever since that game, he's not had a bad
Probably.
game.
No,
His
what
Spurs.
good games
Was
has he
it
had,
Spurs?
man? I'm not talking about average. I don't
He
want
missed the
average.
open goal that one.
Good games has he had?
Every game after Spurs, he's either put on a 7 or a higher rating, 6 or 7 rating.
Burnley, he was decent. I remember actually.
The only games after Tottenham, I'm seeing the games he's gotten subbed on for. It was 7 minutes against Wolves, 90 minutes he got an assist against Burnley, and then he got an assist today against Leeds.
And he was okay today.
Yeah, he was okay.
I mean,
I
he
just
didn't get
think-
much service. That's the issue.
No,
too.
up until the assist, he was pretty crap. Like he
I
didn't
mean,
do
but
it.
did he really get much of the ball though, Scott, in the first half though?
Listen.
No,
I
because
think
when he was getting the ball, he was doing the usual crap of like putting his foot on the ball, like
Going
not beating
back.
his man, going backwards.
Okay, yeah.
The usual shit.
Yeah.
Same shit I see from our wingers all the time.
the problem. This is like also like I think. Listen, I don't necessarily agree with this per se, but I can get the point maybe that because we're getting guys that get in so are not ready. You're bringing these guys are not ready, and so they're not going to be. Whether it's creatively in terms of creating for our attackers, our strikers, essentially, they're not going to be able to do that on a consistent basis, right? Or even be able to score themselves. That's the thing. That's a worry that you have. But at the same time, with the way our squad structure has been made, the way they build our team, I don't know what they expect. So, but listen, there's no point of us talking about attackers. I actually think today, as I said before, we need to. We do need to talk about. We do need to talk about Tosin. We need to
I was
talk
about
about
to say,
Tosin.
like, I need to. It's not defense today. It's defender. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Badiashile was okay defensively. His passing kind of sucks, but he was okay defensively. Chalobah, a right back wasn't great. He's not a right back. A centre back, he was good. Like, he was actually like fairly competent at centre back. It's one player today in that defense.
No, fuck him, bro. Fuck.
Plus 2 of the goals we conceded today was a big lapse.
Oh yeah,
of
that's another
concentration.
thing. He's now been responsible for 11 goals that we've conceded this season, or directly involved in 11 goals we've conceded.
Like that corner goal from the lap, that was a lapse of concentration, and this one right here, very. I don't know what to call this one actually.
Like, even if Malo Gusto gives you a bad pass, I don't even think this is a bad pass.
No, he had time.
This is one touch
Kick
to
it
the middle.
Cucurella. Or
Or
Cucurella.
just boot it. If
Or
you
just
do pressure,
send
just
it.
boot it.
Send
Yeah,
it here.
That's why. I
This
said
guy's
that.
awareness is how are you a professional footballer?
He's actually stupid. He's actually a dumbass footballing wise.
No, but like, no, how do you become? How old is he? 28.
Yes.
How do you go 28 years of your life and no manager, coach, or anyone you ever trained with ever told you, "Hey, Tosin, you're pretty tall, man. You should use that to your advantage."
No, he should.
You can't even use that to your advantage. You can't win aerial headers. You can't use your physicality. You don't have a touch.
He's Tammy Abraham in the air. I told you this 3 weeks ago. He's Tammy Abraham in the air.
I'm trying to remember. Was he like this when he first came to Chelsea though, like a hologram?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember. Was he that
Kinda,
bad?
yeah.
'Cause
His first game for us. His first game for us was not as bad as this, but
I
what was
swear I
the?
heard some positivity like in the
It
first
was
season
like
from him.
one of his first games for us was a game against either like Brentford or Everton, and he stank. And again, he stank aerially. He then just the difference was between last season and this season is he then managed to pick up with performances again. I think it might have been Brentford he played where he was pretty good. But yeah, like he had some games where he kind of stank, but then he had games where he's picked up. This season, he has spent the entire season.
No, Scott, you know what it is?
That's where the man should just like action pong over him and put.
You know what it is? I'm gonna be honest.
I agree with you here, HA. By the way,
don't get mad at me when I say this, Scott. And I'm not saying they're the same level. Please, okay. But both Chalobah and Tosin need an A center back, and that's when because Tosin performed better in the second half of last season. When Colwell was fine, right? When Colwell was healthy, right? Beginning of the season, both Colwell and Fofana were injured, so then Chalobah and Tosin were each other's partners, and they were both ass. Then Fofana comes back, Chalobah does better, right? That's what I'm saying. And then both of them, when Tweedledee and Tweedledum are together, Tosin's obviously the shittier of the two center backs between Chalobah and Tosin, and he performs like shit. That's what I'm saying. Both of them need an A center back and Fofana or Colwell to fucking hold their hand to tell them what to do, to give them the confidence they need to look good. Obviously, Chalobah's better than him naturally, but that's what both of them need. Because Tosin looked better last half of the season because he had Colwell.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. And I'm not saying you're wrong, but I think with Tosin, we're past the point of that being true in terms of, I think you could put Fofana next to him. I genuinely think he's still performing to a similar level he is now. Because I just think he's correct. I just think he's so, like, I think we've gone past the point of it being repairable for him this season. Like, at least with Chalobah, as bad as he was this season, and I'm not saying he wasn't, there was an element of, like, there were a couple games where he looked passable, right? Like, you could see there was an element of, like, okay,
he was chipping in defensively for sure.
Yeah, and it's like there was an element of what you said of like, okay, if you were actually playing next to someone half competent, you could do a job. I'm not saying you would be good because at the time you were performing really badly, but it's like you could do a job. With Tosin, it's like you could put Van Dijk, like literally. I didn't even see this comment, but this is fact. You could put VVD, you could put Terry next to him, bro. He's still performing like a dickhead. Like he's still just shit at this point.
I just want to say, I said this on Lewis's stream. Palmer, say goodbye to your friend. Fuck, I don't give a fuck. He's your bestie. Oh my god, my bestie. Oh my god, all these fucking TikToks we see. Now fuck this. He can fuck right off. We're paying you enough money, Palmer, now with this contract. You can do it without a friend. We'll buy you another friend. Fuck it. We'll buy you another friend. Fuck it.
What I don't understand. And maybe we can talk about the manager or we can stay on Tosin, sure. But like, what I don't get is you have Acheampong that can play in the position that you asked Chalobah to play in today. All this thing about rotation, like I get it. I get the rotation thing. That's fine. I get the rotation thing. I totally do. And I understand rotating players in and out, which is why the Delap plays, which is why Chalobah that Chalobah. He played against Barca. He played against Arsenal. Why are you playing him for a third game in a row if you're worried about rotation? And even at that point, if you really are worried about rotation, why can't you just bring in Acheampong?
Chalobah just doesn't get injured. He's durable. The problem is
wait, Chalobah does get injured. Chalobah's the reason we have the Sassy Prime.
That's what he's not been injured a lot. That's like
a while now. Yeah, he hasn't.
Oh, okay. He's had
so
just about a year now. He hasn't been.
He's been a steady Eddie, but he's been a steady Eddie, bro.
All the time he's been at Chelsea, how long has he actually been injured for?
He was injured at the beginning of last season for a little bit, and he was injured at the beginning of last season, the season before that.
So
this is a year now where he hasn't.
So last time he was injured was in Feb for only one game, and then before, so he missed 3 games in total.
So I'm right.
I'll take Tosin off the screen, chat.
Regardless,
I just want to make the point.
Hold on, Chalobah. If Fofana's this minutes thing, that's fine. Chalobah, you still play him. You don't play Tosin. I would have just played Acheampong on right back. Because if you don't want to play Gusto, because
that's on the manager.
They played like 3 games in a row. Just play Acheampong there because he actually is a right back.
And the thing that because I saw this get tweeted a couple of times and I wanted to bring up, one of the things that Maresca is annoying me with, and this has been a problem for a while, but like obviously we've had it moments where it's not been a massive issue. Tosin is a massive issue. This trust thing. We saw Josh have consistently good games, like have no issue last season. Like he came in and had no problem. One
Even
crap
this
performance,
season.
not even crap performance, by the way. One mistake, quote unquote, against Bournemouth. Dude got banished. Bro was banished to the shadow realm. This season, again, comes in, performs really well both as a left centre back at times, even though his passing kind of sucks. Central centre back outside the Brighton game, and at right back.
I just saw a crazy stat.
For
on
whatever
BT
reason,
Sport, by the way.
again, I can't remember what the game was. I don't know if he was bad. Whatever reason, bro gets dropped, banished to the shadow realm. Hato has plays pretty well in a couple games. Has one disaster class against Karabakh, banished to the shadow.
Scott,
That Karabakh game, by
On
the
a
way.
consistent
Scott,
basis.
Scott, 1 second. That Karabakh game, who did Hato partner at centre back?
Tosin, I was about to say, Tosin
yeah.
consistently has shit game after shit game after shit game. I don't know how many times we have to see this centre back partnership together for us to realise it doesn't work. And it wasn't even on Chalobah today; it was just on the
Scott, I
boat.
wanted to add to that point. Yeah, is that
doesn't
why
work.
is it why is it that you can't trust the young lads, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Objectively speaking, there's a higher,
Scott,
there's
no,
a high,
Scott,
there's a much
you
higher
can't-
chance.
Scott, you
There is
can't
a,
say
so,
this. When I said earlier in the season, play Achimpong, you said because he's 18.
yeah, it's a number.
Remember when for 4 injured, Adio was injured. I said just play. Why can't we
Hey,
just
you
play
remember?
it?
I remember very carefully when I was saying play them.
Now
Listen,
all of a sudden, Tosin's so shit we can't play Tosin.
Oh no, I
Yes.
never wanted Tosin to play anyway. My thing with I can't remember what I said about Chimpong. I might have been wrong. I apologise. But the answer would never have been to then play Tosin instead. It might have been to play someone else.
But Tosin was the only other solution.
remember, it was at a time when Fafana was still out, and then Buddy Shoe was
And
still at
then
the time. Remember?
and I said just until one of them come back, I'm just playing Josh and Hato, and until someone else comes
Oh
back.
yeah.
Exactly,
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
When it was those two, yeah, cool. I said, yeah, you can't do that. Or like, to be fair, I did get to a point.
The man just,
other
yeah, you said
solution
something about
was-
man just
I just
went
think for me, my problem. Sorry, guys. Like, I understand the point we're trying to make here, but I think there's a much bigger point to be made here, which is that I'm not sure why he's willing to trust Esteval, for example, right? And he's willing to trust even Gittins to an extent, right? Going forward, or young guys, right? But why are we not trusting an Chimpong or an Hato?
Oh
bro?
no, Ahmed.
That's
I
and that-
disagree. By the way, I number one, I don't think he trusts Esteval. No, sorry, I don't think he trusts Gittins. I think the Gittins think because Gittins barely plays anymore, and sometimes he
but
doesn't.
he-
Even,
If
No, but
I look
sometimes
at
he
him in the
doesn't-
last 5 games, let's look at the last 5 games, Scott. Right, the last 5 games, him and Garnacho have essentially been switching each other around a game, essentially.
not necessarily.
He was a sub today, by the way. He didn't play last game. He did play against Burnley 90 minutes, I think. Then
Yes.
he got subbed on against Wolves. Then he got subbed on against Tottenham, I think. And then Sunderland, he also got subbed on 14 minutes. So he doesn't.
Are you looking at the last
No,
5? Are we
Gittins,
looking?
right? Gittins, right?
No,
We're talking
are
about
we
Gittins.
looking all comps
Yeah.
or just in the league?
League. I'm just looking at league right now.
I was
Sorry.
gonna say yeah. So he started today. He started against Burnley. He played 7 minutes against Wolves and 24 minutes against Tottenham. like this guy
Bro,
isn't
but-
trusted, and then
Okay.
was on the bench for Arsenal. This guy isn't trusted. It's just a case of like he is he gets rotated in at times, right? And also because it's a forward position, it's easier to rotate in and there's less competition. I think Esteval, the reason he trusts Esteval is because Esteval has shown his level. Like, if Esteval was performing to a similar level that like a Garnacho was, bro would not be playing anywhere near as much as he's played. The reason Esteval is playing and is trusted is because he's basically forced Maresca to trust him because of the level he's played at in comparison to everyone else. I think that's the difference. So like, because I think Josh has, but like not quite as much. Like if Josh was single-handedly winning us games at centre back, I think he would have played more. Same with Hato. I think if these guys were single-handedly winning us games at centre back, I think they'd play more.
I just think for
They
me,
trust-
it just
they just
becomes
trust.
for me what for a project that is a youth project, right? Not playing a Chimpong and Hato does not make sense to me. That's not the problem. Right? We are still in project youth, we're project development. We're investing in these young guys so they can play for us in the future, right? I'm not understanding why that's not being done. Does that make sense, guys?
Yep.
When was the last time
So-
Hato played?
Karabakh.
Literally against Karabakh. That's it. He's never played since, bro.
He should get more minutes on left back. But
Ironically, he did this similarly last year to Gui. Remember, Gui played one good game and then he got banished. And then he got managed for like time, bro. Like he does this sometimes where he'll play a guy for like one game, yeah, and then they will be banished to the shadow role for a long time. Because he didn't do, I know he, and that is another issue with the gaffer specifically, which is not good, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Which is that sometimes there is a necessity to play these guys, and he does not do it.
Bloody hell. Josh has played 200 minutes less than Tosin this season in the Premier League so far.
Wait, yeah, that's not surprising, is it? He's 28.
He's played less minutes. He's played less minutes than Fafana this season in the Premier League.
Bloody hell. You know, there's a thing that I also think we should talk about, yeah, is that Kukurea today, he looked cooked, bro. He looked cooked, bro. And the thing, and listen, I get that a lot of people. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting to, bro. Right? He clearly looks tired, bro. And we cannot change him. And we're not willing to change him for Hato, who we've actually brought to be the alleged replacement for him.
That's so,
yeah, but you know, like, Ahmed, you know why we couldn't do that today? This goes back, this is another problem with Maresca, because for him to have put Hato in, Achimpong would have had to start right back because Hato can't invert. So you'd have had to, and then also that would have meant, which actually you could have made it work. Buddy Shield at left central centre back, and then what's his face, Chalobah at right centre back. That could have worked, but that's what you would have had to have done: is play Achimpong at right back to invert.
I wouldn't have even considered starting Hato in this game, especially in hindsight, considering how much they pressed us. Hato would have just been. You saw what happened against Karabakh. When you put pressure on him and really get physical with him, he looked like a mess. Which,
also, I don't think you can
that
make
was
that
his
many
worst
changes.
game.
I don't think you can make that many changes to a back line in one game.
Yeah, that's it. That too.
How much we rotated our defense and with Tosin playing, everything just would have been bad.
I would have been okay if Chalobah played, sure. And what's his face? Badiashile. You have Achimpong. You can put him in that position that you played Chalobah in. You don't have to rely on Tosin. Like,
and he only played. I think he only played Tosin for the aerial thing. But even still,
he's
not
so
good aerial.
useless at that.
I agree.
Levi Colwell is better at aerial duels than him, and he's shorter.
I agree. So there's no point in then playing him.
I don't get it. And that's the thing, like, you can ice out the Sassi, but you can't ice out Tosin?
But the thing is, right, here's the thing, right? That's awesome. You start Tosin, whatever, because you think it might work. Fine.
So much for saying Chelsea win by multiple goals when you go, right?
Marshall, that's one problem on its own, but whatever, cool. You thought it might help. You might have changed. That's fine. Why do you still keep him on at halftime? The fact that he stays on is even worse than starting him.
But then the thing is, bro. Sorry, I'm actually gonna help you out here. Sorry, I'm actually gonna continue your point. The thing is, though, yeah, if you do take off Tosin, you bring on Achimpong at halftime, I'm assuming, and you bring on Gusto, I'm assuming, right? Is that's probably what you would have done? I'm assuming, correct?
What? Say that again?
You would bring on obviously Achimpong, and would you still bring on Gusto? I'm just asking you. I'm assuming that's what you would do, right?
Oh, I wouldn't have started tossing it at all.
I get that, but I'm talking about at halftime specifically.
At halftime, I would have taken off Tosin, brought on Achimpong, and have Buddy Shield and Chalobah play centre back.
Oh, that's fair enough. You know what? That's fair enough. I can agree with that too.
Yeah. When I saw the lineup, I figured on the ball, Kukurea would be inverting, and it would just be a back three of Chalobah, Tosin, and Buddy Shield.
Yeah, I just think
it's just.
I wanted to make a point that I think for me that when I look at we had like three fundamental issues even before you get to individuals, right? Which is that Maresca knew playing Tosin, playing Chalobah, and even Buddy Shield to an extent. These guys' ball playing ability in terms of passing the ball, finding the right angles and stuff, isn't there. Like, let's be real, guys, And this is where sometimes I do need to look at the gaffer here. I'm like, bro, you should probably tweak your system when you've got guys that can't do this job. You have to tweak the system to allow ball progression to actually happen. Because in that first half, bro, because Santos did not have a good game, Enzo didn't have a great game, these guys were able to press. And because our centre-backs, bro, cannot make a 5-yard natural pass if you're Tosin for some reason, or Buddy Shield, they just keep passing to these guys in the middle.
I'm going to be honest with you. I genuinely don't think any system change will make Tosin look any better.
I'm not
And
saying.
to be
I'm not
honest-
talking about Tosin. No.
Even
I don't
even then though, I'm gonna put more onus on Maresca. Why the fuck are you starting Tosin when you don't have Moises Caicedo? Why the fuck are you doing that?
For be funny.
Wait. I think for me, listen. I think for me that I disagree, Marshall, to an extent that, in the sense that, no, we can't make Tosin look better. I agree with that too. But the problem is, even if I remove Tosin from the equation and I bring on Chempong, you still need to find a way to pass the ball forward to the midfield. You need to find ball progression to happen. Chalobah has shown you that he cannot do that consistently.
Here's the thing.
Shield has not been able to show that to you consistently. So you have to find a way to progress the ball.
I could care less about ball progression, creativity, and all that jazz if we're able to keep a clean sheet and win this game 1-0. We could criticize the performance and talk about like we need to do better and all this and that, but at least we would have won.
I'll be real though, I don't think we keep a clean sheet without a Caicedo. Or even Fofana in that defense.
And I'll be honest, that's another thing we should talk about too. The midfield looked meaty. The midfield looked mid today. Midfield for sure.
The thing is, what happened was Enzo was too forward at times, right? And then Santos will by himself, bro.
And Santos would lose the
covering
ball
a huge area with centre backs that do not know how to progress the ball, Marshall. Again, keyword cannot in the system.
But it's all that. That's why I go to Maresca. You know Tosin, even with Moises there, you know Tosin's a liability. Why put him in there when you don't have Moises Caicedo? I'm not saying Santos is bad. I think Santos is good, but he's not Moises Caicedo. He's not going to put in a shift every single game in, game out like Moises Caicedo. He's not there yet. He can eventually be that player, but he's not that player right now. Not yet. So it's like, again, the decisions of the players that you play. I don't think it's a system thing. I don't think any system that you change to and adapt to, even if it's a back three, prevents Tosin from having those bozo moments in that game today. He had multiple. It wasn't just one. It wasn't just the goal, people. Even the handball. Like, this man was so desperate on his knees to just not be a complete liability to the team.
Also, you talk about it's not a system thing. I saw a mad stat with Caicedo from TNT Sport. Like, Chelsea have not
25% of games?
Yeah, 25% of the league matches without Moises Caicedo. So, like, yeah, it's probably Moises Caicedo not having him on.
No, do you think that also, going back to the striker thing that Ahmed was bringing up, do you think that also not having Moises also inhibited our creativity from the midfield?
Wait, say that again?
Do you think not having Moises Caicedo in the lineup also inhibited our creativity that we said we were lacking in today's game, lacking creating chances for a striker and all that stuff? Do you think that has something to do with it as well?
Can I ask you a question? What does Moises Caicedo create for us? I'm going to keep it real.
I don't think it's about creating.
He intercepts passes. He intercepts passes, and he wins balls off in the midfield, wins challenges. From those challenges, you lay it off to Enzo Fernandez, and then Enzo Fernandez usually creates a nice little chance in behind or to the winger. We didn't have that.
I hear you, yeah. Caicedo's not going to be doing the creating, even though he can create. Like, we've seen.
Like, I like Santos, but we got to admit, and you said it earlier, Ahmed, he wasn't good today.
I thought Santos was okay, but we've already seen from the Burnley game that he's more than capable of covering like those areas and recovering and whatnot in terms of picking up defensively. Like, the issue with creativity was because of partly what Ahmed said earlier in terms of the positioning of the midfielders. It was also the positioning of the front four. Like, there were times when our central midfielders would go to pick the ball up, and the only dude that was connecting the midfield to the attack was Cucurella, because our number 10 was doing fucking shuttle runs out of midfield, trying to get on the end of ball, like trying to be a striker. Like, that was the issue.
This is also true. And I agree, Santos normally does like a...
We can't complain job. We had a lack of creativity when it was Caicedo and Lavia in midfield last season. We didn't have Enzo. And then when Enzo's in the team, we go, we're lacking creativity because we don't have Caicedo. Like, I said this on Lewis's channel. We can't be in a position 3 years in as a club where we're still relying on the same players game in, game out to start every game. Like, why do we need Caicedo, one of Caicedo or Reece James or Palmer to start to win every game? Why can't you just win? Why can't you just beat these teams without them? Why do you need one of those three teams to play 90 minutes every single game? That's not sustainable because they can't play every single game if you want to be in every competition. And you're playing once every 3 days.
I mean, he could play many games, Caicedo. He's durable. But I agree. You can't account for like injuries. You can't account for potential red cards, the suspension that he's currently, facing. Yeah, 3 games. 2 more games after this.
That's going to be rough.
Especially against Bournemouth, I think it's going to be really rough. But I think we'll still get a result against Bournemouth. But like, it's just that. Obviously, I expect a dip in quality, but when you have to dig into the reserves, when you have to dig into not even the reserves, the squad depth, bro, I hold to the idea that if we keep a clean sheet in this game, if we do our defensive duties right, I'm okay with winning 1-0. I'm okay with winning 1-0.
But we're not going to do it with Tosin and no Caicedo. And
we're not doing it with Tosin, and we're definitely not doing it when
Colwell,
consistently when Caicedo's not there, you know? It's just so frustrating.
That's why some of them need to be gone by January, or someone like Tosin.
Oh, Marshall, this
is
why we're not in any sort of title contention. We're not in this conversation for the league.
Yeah, we know that.
Because when look at, for example, right? Look at Arsenal. 2 of their best centre backs are missing. You know how people make the conversation of, is it really their defensive structure with Arteta, or is it because they have Saliba and Gabriel? Playing Mascara and Hincampe.
Yeah. And our next up from Colwell and Fofana is Tosin and some combination of him and Chalobah or Chalobah and Badiashile. And Badiashile I don't even think is that bad, but he just couldn't stay fit.
He's not like top of my list for getting off this team, but he will be off as well.
A Tosin who has shown us his true level this season, when last season he was still being a bozo, but he wasn't just consistent like this. And Chalobah, who has been performing well the last maybe 5 games, 6 games, whatever it's been. He's on a good run of form, but realistically, long term, he just shouldn't be here. That's who we're relying on. We don't know if we can rely on Fofana long term because.
Can I make a point real quick, if you don't mind? Yeah.
Hold on, injury stuff. And Cole just had a freak injury in training and he's out. Like that's why we can't be in this conversation. It's not necessarily just about our
Dario Isugu.
My big problem...
did I lag?
No, go ahead, Ahmed.
So I was making the point that if Caicedo was gone today and Isugu was fit, Isugu would have been the guy that would have had to step in. Now let's not get twisted. I'm not here to hate on Isugu. But is Isugu truly ready to do that job that we saw today? I don't know. And I don't really feel like that is fair on even a guy like Isugu for us to rely upon him to do that job.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Because Isugu is the new young guy that's probably going to have to step in terms of depth and reserve, correct? Because that's who probably would have had to play today. Not Santos. It would have probably been Isugu because Isugu better fits that.
Like, I get what you're saying, brother, but like at the same time, we didn't tell him he was gonna play striker and to just throw him in there. He knew going ahead, like, oh, I'm gonna be the wingman for Caicedo, and they're gonna add, like, he knew perfectly well what he was getting himself into.
No, but Marshall, I don't think you get my point. My point is more so, can he do that job consistently? Can he do that job well?
We don't know because we haven't seen him, and you're speculation FC again.
But I have to speculate because he's a young guy. We've seen
man, like Ahmed, like. What have we seen from Isugu?
But
is he really that guy? It's like we've seen a few minutes, bro. Give it time.
But Marshall, I have to ask this question because he would have started today. Let's keep it real, bro.
What do he have? I don't know.
Wait, what do you mean? Like, come back from injury, he would have straight away started? No.
No, if he was fit. But I don't know if he would have started because, again, like, we didn't expect Andre Santos to be that type of profile that can fill in for a Caicedo. And then he proved us wrong this season with the performances he had against Burnley and the other performances he had.
Do you think Isugu saves Tosin's, shocking?
That's what I'm saying.
But
that's what
misjudge where.
No. Wait, Chris, you need to use it in the context of just Tosin defending and helping the back line itself. And I think the argument is he probably doesn't because he's not on Caicedo's level.
No.
right? So
If
you know
he was
what
on
we doing
Caicedo's
here.
level, he wouldn't be coming to Chelsea to be a backup. Like, there's also a balance to all these things. Like, we
I
can't
get
just
that, no,
have a stacked team full of gold 90 special limited edition cards
100%
from
100%
Ultimate
Marshall.
Team.
100% Marshall. I 100% agree with you. But the point I'm trying to make though, can he do that job that Caicedo does for us?
I mean,
In terms of
I think it's not even a like.
To an 80%
We don't
level.
know.
I'm saying
We don't
even
know.
80%.
Like, what conversation are you trying to have from this? Because like, we don't know. We haven't seen him. He could be good. He could be
fucking hell.
bad.
I don't want to fucking fight a fox. 1 second, I've got a fox in front of me. Give me a second.
I guess he's
Ahmed,
walking.
turn the camera on. Marshall, full screener.
I've just got a fox in front of me. Chill out, man.
Let's see the
The comment
fight
there.
the fox,
Just,
bro.
Jamie Vardy just passed by and laughed at you, bro. Fuck
man.
it, hey.
Ahmed's in Leicester.
Yeah.
I'm not
he's
in Leicester, mate. I'm not in Leicester,
He's
mate.
lied to
I'm,
us. Leicester's is local.
I'm definitely not in Leicester, mate. But thank you.
And even if it was if Leicester was his local, he saw a Premier League lift at least. So that's
Who's
I think. Listen, at the end of the day, guys, yeah, we're going into another game against Bournemouth now. Hopefully Fafana's gonna start. Hopefully some other boys are starting, but the thing
I'm
for me is,
confident
guys,
we'll actually do well
the
against
thing for me-
Bournemouth. I did know Ellen Road was going to be a tough one. I said that.
The thing for me- the thing for me is though, I do have to look at the manager here in the sense that you know, Gaffer, you know that, you know, if you want to get a better out of team, you want to get a job done, tactically, things need to be done to make that happen. That we all know need to happen. And I think it's a matter of, if not when, he needs to start implementing this sort of thing.
Maresca had some quotes. Leeds were better than us in all aspects. They deserve the win. There is nothing we can take from this game. The only thing we can do is try and understand what we did and then reset.
We know what we
We
did.
perform so well against Arsenal and Barcelona. It doesn't mean we are going to always perform in the same way, but in the same way, because of the situation you have to manage, the players you have to rotate, the level isn't always going to be the same. Maresca, when you play against Barcelona, okay, we have players that is not possible to play every 2 or 3 days. Reece, Wes, these kinds of players, but we can't use them every game. In tonight's game, there was nobody at their best level. Pedro second half, Garna second half, they were our best players. Esteval also, he subbed them off because he was on the yellow. There might be more quotes, I just gotta look at it. No, I told you that, he was on the yellow, that's why. And he was getting emotional in the game, you know, kicking the player the way he did.
yeah,
So,
you'd hope
I get
he's
it.
smart
I'm not
enough
mad about
to
it.
Do that again.
Yeah, he can't do
Doing
that,
the
bro.
one-off. I mean, like I even said this. You're not gonna play your Fafanas, Reese's, and well, Caicedo might have the rest as well.
Again, the rotation makes sense. Like, I get the rotation. I don't get the selection of some of the players you rotated.
There's only one.
I don't
the right
get
back,
why
There's
you
only
don't put
one.
in Achinpong.
Yeah.
It's
There's
really
only
that, yeah. It's honestly, it's
I just think the
Achinpong.
players let him down, like the midfield, Tosin especially. Tosin was a big part of it. That's the reason, not because of the lineup he picked, not really. Like
Mhm.
I just
Gittins
think,
had
listen,
a okay game. Esteban was looking decent. Yeah, the last he wasn't the greatest.
you know what it is,
but
Chris? You
he
know what
let
it is?
down.
But I would say it's a bit more of a rotation issue, right? You want to make sure the guys you're rotating are of a good quality, but the problem is right now our quality is mixed in the sense that there's potential quality and then there's quality that's in the mud, aka Tosin. Does that make sense?
I didn't quite hear all that, but that's just.
I
me.
said we've got two issues, right? We've got potential quality, right, in our back line, in our backups, like Esteval's a backup, right, which has got potential, which is showing his potential. Gittins is a potential guy, right? But at the same time, we've also got issues like Tosin, where there's no potential, there's no quality there. It's just Tosin.
I mean, yeah.
Look at this- look at this
there's
quote,
Definitely
look at this
some
quote.
players just not good enough for this team.
From
Like,
Lucas
like, he's a
Mendes.
squad player.
We've seen it already with Tosin. He made Hato look uncomfortable. He made Chalaba look poor. And even Santos and Caicedo looked shaky around him. The issue is the duels he loses. Far too many of them. He gets beaten in 1v1s. And then there's just not enough
Even
aggression in
passing
his
today was
game.
off, sorry. His passing today was.
He
Bro,
had one good
every-
pass today. That's it.
Every every aspect of his game today was bad in terms of he didn't win. Like his heading shit, his passing terrible. So many times in that second half, especially, they would counterattack, and bro does not know where the guy is that he's meant to be defending. He's just leaving him wide open. Like he is awful. There is not a single aspect to him as a player that is a positive. I don't care about the dressing room shit. I don't give a shit about Cole Palmer's mate. He is awful in every aspect of football.
Bro, Tosin has so much negative aura. The only defenders with enough aura to counteract him. I feel like I'm talking about like a Dragon Ball Z freaking fight. The only two players that can, fend off the negative aura of Tosin is Fofana, Reese, and Colwell. No, even Caicedo looks shaky around him, bro.
Nah, does he?
Negative aura. He's like a little, just sucks the good aura out of you, bro.
He needs like
Pause.
Like good players around
Do
him.
do you guys remember when I was talking about in the summer when it was revealed that there was sale options for Tosin that the club rejected? Do you remember this time?
No, but I didn't. Great, fantastic.
Right? There were chances for us to sell him. I remember at the time saying, "Let us sell Tosin and actually cash in on getting another centre back that's of quality." You know what I mean? Because our main problem is when Fofana is gone, when what's his name, the other guy Cole is gone. There is no steady Eddie centre back that we have at the back there. That is our fundamental issue right now. And the thing is, Tosin is not providing that for us. Actually, the Sarcy is losing to PSG under 21s. Okay, and so where do you go from there? When you bring back Anselmina, I'm hearing he's doing well at BDB.
Yeah, I'll bring him back. I'll bring in Mamadou Sarr. I'll promote someone from Cobham. Like at this point, get Tosin gone. I don't need an excuse to play Tosin. I don't. I'll bring in Anselmino. I don't give a fuck. Anselmino's got the height. He's got pace.
No. Fuck these wishy-washy, piss-poor centre-back, options. Fuck all this, Band-Aid shit. Go and actually sign a proper centre-back.
That's not going to happen, and you know that.
Then what's the point?
The point is, work with what you got. And
no, fuck all that. No,
listen. As much as you want to say that, as much as you want to fight against that, defensively, we weren't looking too bad when Tosin wasn't in the lineup. Now, were we?
Say that again.
Defensively, we haven't been looking too bad when Tosin hasn't been on the lineup, have we?
No, because we got Reese, Fofana, Caicedo, that.
How many goals did we concede in November? 2? 3?
We was looking really
good. It was 3.
Defensively. We had 6-7 clean sheets too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Tosin is the weak link. You get him out, the defense probably gives you good amount of output in terms of clean sheets defensively. He's just a weak link. He drags people down.
That's cool. Okay. So when Fofana can't play every game, who do we play? Because he's not playing Josh.
Bring in Anselmino. Bring in Mamadou Sarr. I'm going to have more faith in those guys than Tosin.
So the answer is to bring in another 18-year-old.
Yes. Yes, because the current 28-year-old is not good enough, dude. And we're not going to sign players.
We're going to have the same issue every fucking season because we're not addressing the fucking issue.
Marshall, and this is why I said back in the summer.
This is why, sorry, Prime. This is why we have players like fucking Delap in our team.
This is why I said, Marshall, back in the summer, why not just keep Anselmino, keep Mamadou Sarr, and let them play the year?
They're having good seasons in their respective
and that's why I said keep them and let them play the year.
One's playing for Dortmund, who are playing like shit.
We're just going to have to end up relying on the shit centre-backs that we have.
But he's been good at Dortmund. He's had good performances. Just because the rest of his team sucks doesn't mean he sucks.
Playing for Chelsea, Marshall.
No, but we also said the same thing about Palmeiras. Playing at Palmeiras isn't the same as playing at Chelsea, but look what happened. At some point, real quick, Prime. At some point, you have to accept that the directors actually do have an eye for talent. They just don't 100% have 100% hit rate. You can't tell me Mamadou Sarr and Anselmino, not one of them can't be a hit.
Marshall, that's fine.
I'm talking about getting someone of a top level. You're trying to compare them to that.
Hold on, Scott. Hold on. That's fine. But that's why I said back in the summer, why not just keep them here? because the centre backs we have to rely
I
on
agree.
aren't good.
I
Just
agree.
keep them
I
here
agree.
and let them play.
But the thing is, one, I'm not going to pretend that Anselmino wasn't one of the highest rated center backs in South America before he came to us, right? He was. Same thing how Esteval was rated as one of the highest rated wingers in the Brazilian league and all this. Like, at some point, you just have to say, fuck it, let's give it a shot and see what happens and hope we get proven wrong.
I don't want to hear Paul. I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear you complain when we're not winning league titles in 2-3 years, then, because we have to wait on them to hit. Or you could just address the issue.
But
at
like,
the source
why are
of
you?
the
But
problem.
Scott, why are you pretending I'm saying they should come here to be starters? Is Tosin a starter?
Because you have to rely on them, though. If they're going to be squad players, when we're playing,
I need to
individual-
rely on them to give me a good match when I ask of them when I need to rotate and when I need an injury falls to either Colwell
Yes.
or Fofana.
Like I said, then,
I
Marshall,
don't think it's
yes,
Osman,
you're going
I
to need
think
to
it's
rely on
Chris,
that.
he said.
And like I said, this same mindset is why we have Gittins and Delap and Garnacho in this team, because you didn't want to fucking address the issue at the source of the problem.
But
you
the,
didn't
the
actually
only
want to
the
fix
only
the problem.
player I have an issue with what you just stated was Delap. Garnacho has been doing decently. He's got a good amount of assists to his name, and same thing with
Oh my-
Gittins. He's got a good
oh
amount of
my
assists to
days.
his name.
We're actually
Scott,
accepting mediocrity at this football club.
Alright,
Hey,
Scott, hold on,
sorry, we're
Scott,
accepting
hold on,
mediocrity.
If at the end of the season they end up with 10 assists each, am I really going to be
Scott.
complaining?
Sorry, we're
Alright,
actually
Scott,
accepting mediocrity. You know?
Scott. I agree with you. I want better centre backs. I want elite level centre backs. They haven't bought us that. They bought us this young potential. So if that's the case, I would rather these young guys just play here than me have to rely on Tosin. Because the two
Right,
guys
I
who are ahead of Tosin are not fit for whatever reason. Cole's out and Fofana, I can't trust to stay fit.
Yeah.
Right, I completely agree with you, and that's a different point, because I agree. If you're giving me the options of those guys and I just have to pick one of those guys, then yes, I'd prefer them to stay. My issue is not that. My issue is that if you've got the option of one of those guys or addressing the issue properly, I'd address the issue properly.
I agree with you, Scott, but they don't want to address it properly.
Then that's the
Their
point.
They
idea-
want to
their
wait until
idea-
their investments
I
actually
know-
come through.
I know it's
We're finally
Scott.
getting to the root of my problem.
Scott, I know it's your problem. It's my problem too. But I knew that was going to be the case once the window ended. Maresca said after Palace, he said about our centre backs why I love Colwell because we
I have
can't
never
play
said
without
this,
him.
by the way. I just realized what you typed out. I
No,
never
he
once
said
said this.
Gyökeres.
Yes, Gyökeres, any day.
Come on, guys.
I've
Come
never
on,
said
say-
Osimhen. I said
Don't-
Osimhen was my
Wait a
first
minute,
pick.
wait a minute. Can I just step in here? Can I just step in here?
If you start trolling, I am going to red card you immediately.
Wait, Marshall, did you say Delap's better than Gyökeres?
I,
Before he
in
joined
the
the
beginning
league,
of the season,
Yeah.
I said I rather take the lap than Gyökeres. Yes.
Wait,
Okay, all right.
The thing for me, Marshall, you know my thoughts here.
Do you stand
I
by that
do.
now?
If you're going to do-
Sorry, Ahmed. Do you stand by that now?
No, but that is destined to change at the end of the season. So we'll see.
The lap's
Okay.
go prove us wrong.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
listen, I just want to make a point here, which is that simply speaking, I am of the thought if you're going to do a youth model, let us do the youth model to its entirety. That means no Tosin, no Paddy Shaw. If you're going to play Anselmino, bring him in. Ostergaard, bring him in. What's the other guy's name, Fofana? Just do it. That's always been my
Maresca.
viewpoint. Yeah, that's why I've always been like, because the problem is I understand Scott's
But
POV
that's
is
the thing.
correct.
Like, they're not coming in to be starting center backs. They're not coming in to play the Champions League final. They're coming in to adapt, learn from our best defenders, and be backups. Like Santos, like Asugo. So, like, I don't mind them coming into the team. Because right
Yes,
now,
but look
Tosin's
at-
our worst defender, and he's getting minutes. I'd rather give those minutes to Mamadou Sarr or
I
what's his
agree.
face, Anselmino, because they will
I
be
said
better
this-
quality.
I said this in the summer, and you guys disagreed with me.
My fault. No, I didn't
I
disagree.
don't think I disagreed with you.
By the way, I had a little look. I just want to go back to a point Marshall made earlier. You're talking about the wingers. Statistically, the wingers are currently in the league. I'm just talking about because fuck everything else. I'm talking about the league. In the league, the wingers we currently have in this club, in terms of the two new ones, are on course to match the output in terms of assists that our wingers got last season. Tell me how we've improved in that area, please.
Is the season over?
Well, they're on course to match it, Marshall. So what I'm saying
Alright,
is,
because
to
that's
let's see if
about
they
it.
actually
Like,
match it.
Wait, is it
to
just no
better it,
goals either?
to hit
That's
to
it.
hit what you just said, they need to have a significant upturn in form the latter half of the season.
Or
You're-
they need to not drop the ball like they did last season, December, January, February. How pitiful we looked in attack, how pitiful we looked in scoring goals, how pitiful we looked in creativity. If they can maintain this level through that, I'm telling you, they're gonna have a better season than last season in terms of output.
You're on about goals and assists, right? Both.
Yeah.
Like,
I was just talking
I
about
mean-
assists.
oh,
Let's not
I was
include goals.
I was
Let's-
gonna say
let's-
Esteban was
Chris,
doing
for the sake of the
yeah.
argument, let's not include goals
Okay, yeah, I hear you on assist then, because
because
We
it
don't
will look
get a lot.
even more spooky. I'm just talking about assists.
I mean, because Esteban's been getting a lot of goals and assists. Like, okay, not just Premier League, I guess. Like he's doing it all comps, so you're not including Champions League, are you? And FA Cup or whatever. I mean, yeah, Gittins and Garnacho are not gonna get you that output, I don't think, this season. Like, what do you expect them to get? Like our wingers?
15 GNA.
What?
What, in the league or in all comps?
In the league.
I think
Fucking
Esteban
hell.
will get that. And
Scott, can you explain to me how we're second best attack in the league then? How are we doing if these playmakers, these players aren't getting us goals and assists? How are we
I'll
the second
gladly-
best attack?
Marshall, I'll gladly tell you that because
Please elaborate.
because we've got Enzo scored 4, we've got Chalobah scored 3, Caicedo scored 3, João Pedro scored 4, 3 of which were at the start of the season.
and you got
That's why.
assists.
Okay, and who's creating for them?
Reece James with 3 assists,
João
Marc
Pedro's
Cucurella with 2
good as well.
assists,
João Pedro 3 assists.
Stop avoiding the inevitable. Tell me who's creating for them.
João Pedro 3 assists, Pedro 2 assists, Neto that is.
Neto's.
How many
Garnacho
assists
and
does
Gittins
Garnacho
have
have?
4
I think
Garnacho and
Neto
Gittins have
could
4 assists between them in the league.
I just don't think what's his
I
name?
don't
Garnacho
understand.
and Gittins will not get you 15 GA.
No, they won't.
Neto?
Absolutely not.
Neto.
Garnacho's
Yeah.
on 3 in 11 games.
Ahmed, where'd you go, man? You went for a little venture, little walk.
Whether you believe they can do it or not,
Parcel. I
sure.
had to go get my parcel.
But what I'm trying to tell you is the way we're moving right now in terms of how we attack and the goals we're like they're spreading the GNA across the team. It's not just one player. We also don't have a out and out starter. It's not like Cole Palmer is in. Well, we'll see how it changes when Cole Palmer's in.
Can I-
None of what you just said disproves what I said. They can share all they want. That means that the likelihood of them getting 15 GNA each is even less likely if everyone's
Okay.
sharing.
Only two
All right,
ones
so
get that.
wait.
But
I want to make a
again,
point here. Sorry, Marshall. if I
4
make-
assists for Gittins and a goal, right, in the Premier League.
No,
No.
Gittins, that's 4.
No, he's got
all
2 assists.
competitions. That's all in all competitions, mate.
Yes, that's
Okay,
all comps.
okay.
That's why I asked this
Ah.
very specific
So-
question of between 15 GNA in all comps or in the league, and you said league.
It'll be in the league.
Okay, so I want to give a little bit of my own personal POV. Now, I don't think we'll win the league. Okay, I think probably it's another.
Also, Kai, you could stop lying. Gyökeres does not have 9 goals. He
Okay.
has 6
Kalma,
goals.
Kalma. Listen, let me say my point off,
Ooh,
and then you can
ooh,
discuss
that-
it later.
Do
Wait,
you
I want
want
to
a
make.
fun fact? Actually, Ahmed, do you want a fun fact?
Yeah.
At this point in the season, last season, Madueke had the same amount of assists as both Garnacho and Gittins currently. Ooh!
I know,
Ooh, that's
we
bad.
that's like a side
By
way.
the way,
Okay.
he started
Listen,
him in game.
listen. I want us to simmer down a little bit. Let's get objective. That's what we like to say on Casually FC. Okay, let's get objective on Casually FC. Now, with the team that we have, yeah, and the way our squad is consistently built, the reality is, guys, we are not competing for the league right now. Okay, that's the best way I've always said it. Marshall knows my thoughts. The way I see stuff, we're not competing for the league, but I do think getting to the next level of competing is the process of which the club is at right now. Now, the thing is, when you buy guys like Gittins, when you buy guys like what's his name, Gittins, Estaval,
Garnacho.
Garnacho.
Garnacho, you know, even Alan Tamina because he's not alone. Mamadou Sarr, all these guys that we all bring in, Santos, right? These guys are going to need seasons or 2 to develop, 2 seasons, right, to develop. That's the reality of the situation, right, Marshall? Now, I'm not necessarily saying they're going to perform right now, but I do think, hopefully in 2 years' time, these guys are ready for us to actually win that title that we want to. But as of right now, we are not winning no league. That's just the objective reality of the matter, right? I think all of us here will agree with that.
I think
But
all
then
of
the
us never
problem
said we're going to
becomes,
the league.
but then for me, if we are doing that thing of where in the next 2 years, right, that's our aim. My problem then becomes, why is Tosin at the football club? Why is Badisha at the football club? And why is Axel the Brick Disasi at the football club?
Corey's
Correct?
not
I think-
playing, so I'm not even gonna.
No. But you get the point, right? Why is he even here though? You see what I mean, Marshall, right? That, for me, is much more objectively true. Yeah, I'd rather have an Enzo in the team. I'd rather have a Mamadou Sarr in the team. Even the Ostigard guy that's at Strasbourg, right? Let them learn and develop on the team, bro. Even Gerald had to. Let them do their thing, develop as a team behind the Fofana and Cole, ideally who are fit. If they're not fit, you've at least got Chalobah there and someone else that can still be consistent, steady eddies. But we're not doing that, bro. And that's one of the main flaws I have with this team. Why do we still play some of these older guys when we know they're not good enough for us? That's what, for me, I'm expecting us to finish probably somewhere between third and fourth. I've said this before, beginning of the season. Right? That's what I've always said. But for me, I am happy finishing third and fourth if I see that we are consistently improving and the players hopefully have developed enough by the end of next season.
And we improve next
right
season,
now.
hopefully.
Right, exactly. Of course, 100% agree with that. But the thing for me right now is that, yeah, Gittins is starting to get better. I 100% agree. Garnacho has been looking pretty decent for us whenever he's played. Right, Esteval obviously had a bad game today, but in general has looked good, has looked bright in general. I feel like with Delap in particular, my thoughts are very clear on him. I've already spoken about enough on this channel already, right? And then Hato needs more game time. If you want to get the best out of Hato, the reality is he's needs more game time. Games. Right, in general, he's had some decent games. He's had a bad game, but he needs more game time. Yeah. Right,
I would say playing
the guy next to him, Achempong, is another one where if you really believe in him, you need to start giving this guy game time to improve.
I'm really getting tired of this kid not getting game time.
Exactly, right? Which kid? That's why this Achempong. Oh yeah, that's what it just comes down to for me at the end of the day. If we're not going to do all these things, then what is the point of them being here, bro? With all due respect.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, man. And I think
listen,
for me,
I know there's a long-term goal and everything. Like I know there's a big picture on this and there's a long-term strategy, but like again, I go back to like today's game could have easily have been prevented had you not had a negative or a bozo in that back line. That is just making everyone look behind their shoulder in hesitation. Like that little bit of hesitation. I was like, oh man, do I pass it to Tosin? Do I do like it just causes errors.
I think for me, Marshall, the other problem that we do have in the team, and we need to be, I think the manager himself, and I don't understand when we face a lot of these lower sides, bro. There's like a drop off in quality. It happened last season as well in the Conference League. Remember, you and I used to have like disagree on this quite a bit. But it happened in the Conference League, and it continually happens in some of these lower sides where I just feel like, bro, we are not coming in with the right motivation to face these guys, bro. The energy levels are not there, right? They have like the team always has that energy, bro, against some of the biggest sides we face. You saw the way they were playing against Arsenal. You saw the way they played against Barcelona. Against some of these bigger sides. But when it's some of these lower sides, a Sunderland, a Leeds, a Burnley. You know what I mean?
Everton
these guys,
I'm not gonna lie though, Ahmed. I'm not gonna lie though, Ahmed. I think a big part of that is not having Caicedo, right? And I think another big part of that is also the error that Tosin made. Because I'll be honest, and you guys tell me what you thought. Did you think that once Neto scored that goal 5 minutes into the second half, we were going to make a comeback and win the game?
I had a little hope, and then Tosin had to do his thing.
If you move that aside, the Tosin thing, I'm looking at the beginning of the game, bro. The way we even come into the game to begin with.
Okay, yeah, first.
You can't just be Tosin, bro. It just can't be Tosin in the beginning of the game, bro. The energy we bring in there. And we really say it's Tosin.
Like why did we fine? They score within 5 minutes or whatever. Why did that just trick? Why did we get rattled by that?
I do think a large part of it has to do with Caicedo. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
People keep telling me we're in this title race and stuff. No, if you can't consistently play up against Leeds, why do we need Caicedo to beat Leeds, Marshall? Why? The
thing is, and we shouldn't have to. I totally agree with that. I just don't think, because of the lack of play time, because he's still new to the Premier League, I don't think Santos is 100% ready to fill in those shoes. To an extent, what Ahmed was saying, Isugo was originally the person you brought in to do that, and he's nowhere near ready. Nowhere near ready. I don't expect him to be.
As well.
What happened? Yeah, I know, and he's nowhere near ready. Is what I'm saying. So even with him, you're not going to see the best of Isugo maybe until February. Right, because he's falling behind. My point being is that, let's say, for example, that second goal, right, the rocket that what's his face shot, that happens because Enzo doesn't win the ball cleanly, right, from the air, and it bounces, and the other player that scored takes the ball off of him and scores. But normally you have Caicedo in that situation where he cleans it up.
The poor
What?
pass from Tosin into Enzo.
What? Wait, let me rewatch this.
The second goal, yes.
Yeah, the second goal's on Tosin, by the way.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought he made 2 errors. Yeah, today.
Am I gonna get pissed off again?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, his pass is terrible. His pass is not in like his pass means Enzo has to stretch, can't get the touch on the ball properly, and so it just pops out to Tanaka, and then he's got
He's
space
just
to
This is
shoot.
Tosin.
Yeah, this is
fucking
Tosin.
You
Yeah.
piece
And
of
then
shit.
look at his
It is
pass. Look
Tosin.
at where this pass is, bro. How is Enzo meant to get that?
Yeah.
My point being is, even in this situation, Moyes right there. Moises
Moyes.
Caicedo knows to be there. Moises, I feel like they
but he's
built
not,
up a relationship and they have a telepathy.
Sure, though. You don't know.
I don't know 100% sure, but
Yeah.
one thing that Moises does is he lingers around Enzo just for these moments where, like,
Yeah.
if Enzo were to win a tackle or whatever, you always notice that Moises is always in the right
That's not
area.
Enzo's fault though. That's Tosin's fault.
No, it's not. It's on Tosin. I made a mistake. I remembered a different play. But again, like, I feel like Caicedo knows to be there already, and it helps. But it's not Caicedo not being there's fault. It's Tosin being shit and
But
having
why
a
are
horrible
we?
pass.
But why do we make these mistakes up against the sides like Leeds then? Why?
It's Tosin.
Today, yeah. I mean, Tosin was a big part of why we. I mean, all 3 goals are technically sloppy.
Is that Malo
first-
Gusto that just got cooked there?
No, Gusto wasn't playing.
Yeah.
in the
Gusto
first
did
half.
play. Oh no, he didn't.
No, not at this point. He weren't.
Gusto went in the second
It was the
half.
first half.
Who was this? Is this Santos?
Probably.
Yeah,
can't
I just want to
really-
make this quick. I want to make a quick point here, yeah, which is that we looked like we had no energy and everything, yeah. When the game began, bro, they were on to us from the moment the game began.
I mean,
So for me,
Tosin
it's
doesn't have energy.
for me, the issue is more so the mentality that we go into some of
that's
these games,
Santos.
bro, is piss poor. That is it. Objectively speaking, our mentality going into some of these games is piss poor, and that needs to be addressed from a manager perspective. Now, I can understand maybe the manager can only do so much, but at the same time, I always come back to at the same time, you have to also look at the players here and ask themselves, what is motivating you to go into these games? It's easy.
also true, yeah.
It's easy for me as a player to go, I'm facing Liverpool. I've got to face Salah. I've got to face, Van Dijk. I've got to face XYZ. But at the same time, is it easy for a player to say, oh, I'm facing Ethan Ampadu, man. I'm facing, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. You know what I mean?
Ahmed,
You know what I mean?
and that's why I wanted us to get the elite players, because the elite players will still have the same mentality whether they're facing Arsenal or they're facing Sunderland. That we
No,
want
it's
to
okay.
win.
No, Prime, it's okay. We just need to sign more 18-year-olds and more 20-year-olds and shit like that.
For the future.
Yeah,
My
that's
problem
cool.
has always been,
We're going to defend this, so that's fine. Don't worry. No, we'll probably beat.
my
Bournemouth
thing is
now.
never an age problem. My problem is, it's not an age problem necessarily. It's just a problem of getting the right people with the right mentality, bro. That's what it just comes down to for me. Was our most experienced player today let us down, guys?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's been happening for 18 months.
Bro, if Tosin doesn't concede 2 of those goals, like, we're talking about a completely different game. Because again, I think that last Tosin error just took the wind out of our sails completely. Completely.
I felt like we were definitely trying to get that second, but once that third goal went in, it was shut out after that. I don't think we even attempted to try get another great chance.
Right? Even Tosin was making passing mistakes, giving the ball away. Like, fuck off, man. Like, oh man. I think this might be the worst performance I've seen under Maresca. I'm not gonna lie. This might be worse than Ipswich.
My problem with Maresca
Do you
is
think? Because I
that
don't think he did like. Okay, yeah, you could say like action point, but like other than that, like I don't want him to change the whole back line that crazy. He has to rotate Reece and Fofana especially out.
I feel like with
There's
Maresca,
injury.
my problem with Maresca is always
I
that
felt like the players.
I don't
got
under Chris. My problem with Maresca is always has been and always will be. I feel like he
Worse than Sunderland for sure.
his tactic is he's a great guy tactically.
I'm
But he
pretty
should
sure last season
understand-
He did worse
but he
with,
should
like, no
understand.
subs until,
But
like,
he
70
shouldn't know.
minutes we
But he
talked
should
about.
also understand that
Worse than
when the
Sunderland.
game that your tactics is not always
We
gonna work.
play
bro.
like
The way
shit.
you
Sunderland,
play-
we made a mistake.
Yeah. Like
We made
today,
mistakes
like
today.
tactically, you weren't working. Your tactics weren't working. Why not change it up to make
Do you think
sure
it's
you can get the
tactics
win?
though? It's more like we just talk about Tosin making
Yeah, tactics,
big
definitely.
errors.
Bro,
Today-
No,
it's not even
no.
just it's. But why can't
It's
the
a-
players step up? Like
That's what
why?
I'm thinking.
Sometimes the manager might just get something wrong. What?
Sure.
When have the players ever stepped up against these lesser sides? Why is it that players fucking up is now always just the manager? I blame Maresca for starting Tosin and then
Exactly.
keeping him on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But why is it at 1-0 down the players just drop? Why? Why is it at 2-1 the players don't take initiative to try and win the game?
The thing is, I don't even think that happened. I think, like I said,
Did Leeds not play Man City? Was it Leeds that played Man City or Fulham? The 5-4 game.
yeah, that was
What,
yesterday.
The City
Yeah.
player, is that a fuck up on Guardiola, or did the players do enough to win the game and see it out? Sometimes it will happen like that. You just need to your players just need to perform and step up.
No, I don't disagree.
The attack stunk today. So if that means
yeah.
we have a shootout against Leeds and we win 4-3, then fine.
We know why
Why
the
couldn't we
attack
do that?
stunk, right? Like, we know why the attack stunk, and a lot of it has to do with the two in the middle. Like,
Yeah, but
that's why.
they've stunk all season.
That's why. Let's see what Cole Palmer has to bring to the table. Like, listen, we know Cole Palmer's a good player, but let's also not pretend like he was on scintillating form at the end of last season going into this season. He wasn't. He was creating chances, which is an issue that Ahmed kept pointing out, right? We're not creating chances for Delap. We're not creating chances for João Pedro, even though both had chances today. We're not creating enough. Well, let's see what happens when Palmer starts and he gets more play time and more minutes and see what these guys can do. Because if you can't do it while Cole Palmer's creating for you, I'm sorry. We're going to have to
It's a
reevaluate
sideways
these
wave projection,
inquisitions.
basically.
We're going to have to reevaluate these guys, and I'm going to start starting Marguerite to make a statement. Fuck it.
Marshall, I'm going to be
Give him
honest.
some minutes.
If the second half is, or if the 30 minutes, I know it's only 30 minutes. If the 30 minutes after Cole Palmer came on, anything to go by, nothing changed, bro. Pedro still absolutely stunk after what's his face came on. Like literally
Well, to
nothing.
be
João Pedro?
Like, again, I'm going to take that with a pinch of salt considering Cole's been out for so long.
No, but regardless of like, I'm saying João Pedro stunk in terms of like you could see Cole was trying to do stuff in terms of dropping deep and like he picked up good positions. I'm saying there was no attempt from João Pedro after Cole Palmer came on to do anything other than just like just exist basically.
Mhm. He has to start shooting, bro. Just has to start
He
shooting.
wasn't. He's not going to, bro. Like I've said this,
Yeah.
you're not gonna like. It's like trying
The
to
players
ask.
can improve, Scott. We've seen it with our manager.
No,
We
but
just gotta see.
you're asking. I'm trying to find a good example. He's had this he just does not shoot, bro. He doesn't
João
shoot.
Pedro.
Yeah, he
Yes.
doesn't shoot. You're not going to.
I mean,
Number
with
one,
with Palmer, he
number
was
one,
putting a lot of
you're
goals
not
in.
going to fix. You're not going to fix that issue, like in a few months. That's going to take a seasonal thing for you to fix. Is the first thing. So that might not be something we see
Yeah,
the
of
fruits
course.
of the labour till from until next season. If you can afford to wait that next season for him to suddenly start shooting more, cool. I don't want to, but it is what it is. The other thing is like there comes a point with certain players of like there's just traits they have that just aren't good, or that like you can't fix, you can't turn around. Like Eden Hazard, as an example, just didn't like defending. Bro, it didn't matter who was manager, it didn't matter who he played with, just didn't want to defend. He wasn't a defensive player. That was cool. Is what it is. João Pedro may just be a player who will not shoot a lot. He will not be a volume shooter. If that's the case, that's cool. He doesn't have to be. You have to find another way then of getting him in the team to get the best out of him. That might mean playing him on the left wing and having Cucurella overlapping potentially. But if Pedro Neto is going to play as well as he's playing at the moment, he was actually good today when he came on, and Esteban is going to start performing again, then there's no spot for him at left wing. So he might just be a bench option because he's not a striker either. By the way, all of the goals he scored, by the way, all of the goals and assists he's got outside of 2, so of the 7 he's got, 5 of those he got playing as either as the 10 or behind the striker.
Mhm.
Only 2 of those he got was a striker, and one of them was Spurs, which was basically laid on a plate for him.
Yes.
So he's not a striker either. People keep saying he's not a 10. He's not this. He's not a striker either. So where the fuck are you going to play him? We've seen enough of him at striker. He's not good. Unless Cole Palmer's going to completely reinvigorate him, which it's still not going to fix the no shooting issue. It's still not going to fix the need to drop deep and pick the ball up. It's still not going to fix the issue of, you know, him getting into the box for stuff. Like,
see what happens. It's Cole Palmer obviously is a big game changer. So we'll see what Cole Palmer we get back now that this groin issue is behind us.
How many games has he even played this season, Cole Palmer? Like
I think 2
2
or 1.
Yeah, he was it after West Ham.
He's played. In the league. He's played 3. He played Palace. He played
Palace.
United. He played Bayern.
Wait, when did he play?
Maybe
He
one
got
more.
subbed off early against United, right? He pulled his.
Yeah, and then maybe one more. Did he play Brentford?
Bayern.
Yeah,
Did you
he's
say
got.
Bayern?
Where did he score though? 'Cause I know he scored
Bayern.
somewhere.
Scored against
No,
Bayern.
in the Premier
Yeah,
League. He scored in the Premier League. Was it Brentford?
Oh, I don't remember.
Let me
Might be
look.
Brentford. It might be Brentford.
He's played 4 games in the Premier League.
Yeah.
He's played 5 games in total. He played against Bayern and he scored. He scored against Brentford. Yeah, he played and scored against Brentford.
Yeah, okay.
He played Palace. He played United, and he played Leeds. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully he stays fit because we're gonna probably need it.
I hope
The
so,
way our
because
text
our
goes.
next game is literally in 48
I kinda
hours.
want what?
No, not 48 hours. Sorry.
Oh, you scared
no,
me because these
It's
players can't
Sunday,
take it
isn't it?
anymore.
72 hours. Yeah.
Is it
Sunday.
Saturday or Sunday?
We play
Sunday or Saturday. Sorry.
And I'll ask the question real quick. Sorry, mate. Kai,
Hopefully Palmer
you
can
keep
start.
saying talking about Delap, bro. But my
I know,
problem
Kai's
is,
upset. Just Ahmed, do me a favor. Just ignore it, because at this point, it's like I get it, Kai, but we've talked about the lap. I don't know how much more. This isn't the Casually the lap show. Like, I'm not just gonna talk about the lap the whole time. So we move on. We criticized the shit out of the lap today. I don't need to do any more. But
At the start, yeah.
we have a game against Bournemouth Saturday. I think we're gonna be fine for that, but
no Nkunku, mate. Nkunku would have
Depends.
scored.
I don't know,
Nkunku,
man.
oh,
like
I think we'll be fine.
actually,
I think
Reece
we'll
would be
fine.
back.
You know,
Right?
Nkunku's-
Reece and
you know,
Fana,
Nkunku's
yeah.
good.
For one, that's the other thing too. Like for one, like I had a good feeling because last time we were at Ellen Road, it didn't go well for us, and lo and behold, here we are again. It
Aren't you a
didn't
little
go
bit
well for us.
concerned though, Marshall? Another bad December.
Last
for Chelsea?
season it didn't go well at Ellen Road. When did we play Ellen Road?
Or
Play
2
Leeds?
seasons ago, when we were with.
Remember 2
seasons ago?
Chiliban?
Yeah.
It was 2 chili bands.
No, was it 2 seasons? It was 3
3
seasons
years.
ago. 3 years ago, yeah. When Conor Gallagher made his debut as a DM and got his ass sent off.
But remember, we were 2-0 down at the time, so don't blame Galadini for that.
PTSD. Bringing back, it was 100% on Gallagher. We didn't win that game.
Bro, that 2-0 was happened before they were sent off, by the way.
Brother, Kai, go back
They-
to the stream.
they have
bro.
at
We
the
talked the
start.
fuck out about him. We talked so much about. Yeah,
Ahmed
you
was
missed it.
defending me though.
The
Yeah,
first
Ahmed
40 minutes
defending
was
him.
on the lap and John.
Listen,
Pedro.
I just think, but
Ahmed
listen,
was
at the end of the
defending.
day, when it comes to Bournemouth,
It's not.
that's gonna be a very tough game. And I'm
It's gonna be tough, but I think.
And I'm
we'll
gonna
be
tell you
fine.
why. Can I tell you why it's gonna be tough? Because I actually think it's gonna be a midfield thing. Because if we look at that game, right, against Bournemouth, their midfielders are Gallagher's in the sense that they can press really much. They can press a lot like Leeds, but they also have the ability to also.
Yeah, but defensively
Tough.
they've been really poor. They've been falling apart. So
I'm not. No, that's not.
I'm not
that's
worried
not
about
to,
them.
That's
Semenyo
not.
I'm worried about, but we'll be fine.
The thing is, right now we have our attackers haven't been created for. So unless Palmer Nation is gonna change that story, or even if he's gonna start, which I don't think he's gonna start still. I think the manager's probably gonna. I think the manager's gonna continue to ease him into the side because if he didn't start against Leeds, my assumption is he's gonna. Was it
Give him
for
30
slowly-
minutes though.
Yeah, but he can probably. I think probably another.
He's
30
gonna give him
minutes.
60 minutes, I think, against Bournemouth.
I don't remember. He has an injury that can reoccur again. Remember, he's got the groin thing, right, guys?
Yeah.
Palmer, yeah.
Yeah. So that thing is he can continue again. So I think for me, they've got. I think for me, I don't think he's gonna start. I think it'll be another 30 minutes.
Mhm.
But I also think if you look at the reason why I'm talking about the midfield today, they've got Ryan Christie, good midfielder. Tavernier, is very good in that midfield. He's a fucking dog. Yeah, and that means that Enzo and Santos are gonna have to be dogs, right, in that midfield. And I'm hoping they can match that energy, if that makes sense. For me,
I'm sure they will.
the thing for me is with them, the way they play is on the counter. So we're gonna have the ball like we usually do. It's just about, and this is where I hope the manager can at least tweak something here, right? If you're gonna play back Fofana and Chalobah, which I hope it is the case, you gotta make sure we move the ball quickly. You have to move that ball super fast because these guys are going to be on you.
I'll say this right now. If we lose against Bournemouth, I'm sorry, Chelsea fans. I'll say it right now. I'm going to follow my gut on this. I think we're going to have a poor December.
Oh no, we normally do. That's the thing.
I think another loss and one against Bournemouth.
Why'd you say
I
that
think
like
it's going to
it?
snowball.
Why'd you say that like that's such a like hot take?
What do you mean by that? What?
Because we just beat Barca and we could have beaten Arsenal. And it gives the fan base hope that, okay, maybe we started to turn things around. And I get it. I'm there. But it's these smaller teams, right? And I get it. At some point, we're going to have to beat these smaller teams, which we've been doing sorta this season. Like we beat Bournemouth, not Bournemouth, I'm sorry. We beat Burnley, we beat Wolves, we beat who the hell else did we play before Wolves? We beat yeah, we beat Tottenham. So we're starting to like be able to beat the small teams. I would like to hope. But yeah, if we go up against Bournemouth and we lose, I'm sorry, I don't think things are turning
and then we got
anymore.
Everton after them. If we lose to Bournemouth, and then we got Everton. I know we're home, but
No, but Atlanta midweek.
Yeah, me too. So that's
They've
why
got
I'm
manager
saying,
bounce. They've got new manager bounce, by the way.
we need to go and win our next 2 games at
Who
the
else?
very least. That's
Atalanta.
We got Atalanta
bro,
on Tuesday.
EPL turf. You can't say this and then say, "Oh, we struggle against small teams." Because last season, I feel like we dropped points against this team, and now this season we've actually beaten them.
I mean, he's not wrong, to be honest. Listen, EPL turf's my guy. He knows I've got a lot of respect.
Yeah,
for him.
but we're the
It's
type
all
of
on.
team that loses against those teams that we're supposed to beat, right? Ipswich last season, hello.
Yeah, but
It happened like clockwork.
Remember, but you know what's funny about Ipswich actually? And Leeds, they play a very similar way.
That's true.
They play a very similar way.
Oh yeah, Burnley.
You know what I'm
Wolves
saying?
are struggling. Wolves got 2 points.
So that's what I'm talking about, mate.
We'll see. I'm more confident with Bournemouth because it's not Ellen Road. I just had a feeling Ellen Road was going to give us a tough time.
I have a little bit more confidence because we have
The thing is, though,
Barner and all these players
Marshall,
back,
and I
so-
agree with this take that
Go
you're saying
Palmer.
right now. But if we want to be the top team again that we wish to be, the
I know.
Chelsea,
I know.
EFC, Ellen Road
I'm
has to
aware.
be a piss spot.
But I'm telling you, if we can't beat Bournemouth, there's no way in fuck we're beating Newcastle.
Or Everton.
I
maybe.
just don't believe it. Like I just, to me, that's already showing early signs of a bad December. If we're starting December off like this against Leeds, this is a relegation side, right? Like, let's be honest, they're in mid-table right now, but people are expecting them to get lower and lower, and Falk is near losing his job. If we can't beat Leeds, and then we lose against Bournemouth, 2 losses on the trot after the week we just had against these teams that, I'll be honest, even Bournemouth have been struggling lately. If we can capitalize on that, I'm sure I'm calling it right there. We are not going to have a good December. What?
Bournemouth got like 19 points. They beat us, man. They're like on 22 points. We're on 24.
Oh yeah, we're 4th now, by the way. Just on an aside.
United will
That's
match us on points, by the way. United will match us
Yeah,
on points.
if Liverpool
Who's
had won
United
tonight, they'd have
got?
probably
Oh,
level on
that's,
points with us.
Yeah, everyone's super close right now. Like in this like top 10.
We're 9 points off of Arsenal as well.
Yeah, Bournemouth are in 14th place right now with 19 points. They have 4 losses out of the last 5 games. So we're going into a poor Bournemouth side. We need to win this. At least Leeds. Well,
We
no,
said the same
Leeds.
thing,
Yeah, Leeds.
At least
Again,
Leeds,
Ellen Road. We don't have. There's no excuses
I
for
don't care.
Bournemouth.
Oh,
Hold on, I don't care. Hold on. If we're doing that, if we can easily do that for the Vitality Stadium as well. Remember 4-0.
We did win 1-0 down with Vancouver.
Yeah, but then we beat them last season. No, that was Nottingham Forest. I was thinking.
No,
No, we
beat them
didn't.
now.
We've beaten them before.
Did we beat?
It's not
Was
like
it
we're
last?
cursed
Yeah, we
here.
did. No, we
Last
did
year
beat them
we beat
last
them.
season. Just in the final minute
People.
with, and then the season before we drew.
Yeah, so we don't have like a bad record there.
It's also
Can I
not
be
great.
honest though? Can I be honest though?
Better
Record
than
should not
Leeds.
matter. Record should not matter. What should matter
I also
is going
agree.
there one game.
It shouldn't matter. I know, but half of this panel don't believe this is a title-winning side, so it should matter because we're not a title-winning side, right?
What do you
We're
believe?
not
a title winning
title winning side?
Doesn't matter. Wait. I'm sorry.
know.
That's an egregious statement, Marshall. Because in my personal opinion, it should have mattered if you're a title winning side or not title winning side. You should be trying to aim to win the game every single place you go to, bro.
Title-winning
That's-
sides win those games.
Bro, yes,
I
but they
agree
should win
with you.
every
But
game.
we don't wanna
They should
put
win
one this
every
game.
game, Marshall. It's not about, oh, shit, I've got a bad record here. Oh, shit, I've got a good record here. That should not matter. What
All
should
right,
matter?
but
I'm
also
facing this.
like
How do
you
I beat
know,
them?
but even
by
top
the way, I
sides
tried
don't
to
win
look.
every single game, like right?
Mar-
Let's be
Marshall,
honest.
To disprove what you said earlier, by the way, like, yes, we didn't beat Leeds at Ellen Road the last time we faced them. The time before that, we beat them 3-2. It's like our record there isn't even that bad either.
It's not
Okay.
bad as Man United right now with Chelsea.
Yeah. It's like,
Or Arsenal.
Point being is top sides beat these teams. If Chelsea can do it, then we can start talking about Chelsea being a top side. But right now, I'm sorry. Right now, like I want to believe in this team. I really do, and I do think their quality's there. But this is an embarrassing defeat, an absolutely embarrassing defeat after what you displayed last week with the performances you had there. Like I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed. This is not the team that I back to be in second or even challenge for the title. So again, if I see this again against Bournemouth, I'm sorry. I'm already telling you right now, winter is coming. Be ready.
Winter is already coming.
again, that's not a hot take. That's not the hot take.
Winter's
you
already here, mate. I ain't to tell you this. Winter's already here.
It's okay. How about this? It's a hot for me, considering all I've been saying previously.
I just
I have
don't want
always
to come back to
been
this
of
one
the
bad as
philosophy-
well. That's all I want to say.
So, as you guys know, I've always been of the philosophy, the past philosophy of one game at a time with this team, because I know what I want. I know what I'm expecting us to finish. So I'm like, how can we focus on one game at a time to do our best to win? And that should realistically be the mentality that Maresca instills in these players. Because I feel like Loki, that's not the way we're thinking right now as a football club.
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
Yeah.
You know the best players. One of the reasons, why the British nation was able to get a first class degree,
No, don't do that.
masters. You know what I mean? You know why? Every day I worked
Because-
hard. Every day I worked hard to improve myself. And that's what
Nigga, you went
teammates
to a
do.
private school, man. We don't care.
Oh my god, here we go. You know what? I'm sorry your mommy couldn't afford a private school. Buddy. How about that? How does that sound?
All right, man. Listen,
That
just
sounds
because
like we should end the stream.
All right, man. Like, we get. You went to a private school. You drink lattes. We get, man. Fine. Don't worry.
All right.
Do you think I should do a watch along for Bournemouth in a cafe for fun and see how it goes?
You do. I mean,
just
you own.
You'll
probably
you
get
own
kicked out at
Starbucks,
some
so why
point.
not?
Considering
Why
how
not?
you were crashing out at the second half of Leeds, I think you will get kicked out of that cafe quicker than Moises Caicedo
There's
got
gonna
his
be some
red card.
crazy
Or
guys
actually,
just
no,
shouting.
quicker
At
than
home.
Delap got his red card against that team we
Listen,
played.
At home,
Wolves.
at home,
At
I'm
home
allowed
is-
to be myself.
It's safe
But
space, man.
outside, I control myself. I'm.
How many
I'm a-
red
I'm a
cards does
grown
the
up.
lap have for Chelsea?
Only
Two.
one. One.
Two? No way.
Where's
Oh,
the
is it
second
two?
one come from?
I thought he had another one, but maybe
No,
I was
he's
wrong.
No,
just
he got
one.
one.
If
He
he's-
got one
if
at the
he had
Club
two,
World
that's
Cup, and he
impressive.
got one this
I
season.
say he didn't. He got on the Club World Cup, didn't
Yeah,
No,
he has
didn't.
one this
No.
season. That's two.
Yeah, I wouldn't
No,
class
I
it
don't
as
think he got a red card in Club World Cup.
Maybe he.
I think he
did
got a double yellow. And
That's
that.
a
What, in
missed
the same
a
game. Wait. In the same game you're on about, right?
No, not in the same game.
Okay, I was gonna say
Accumulation.
that's still a red. Like,
Hold on. Club.
Can I just say
That'd
Tuchel out personally? Can I just say it's Tuchel's fault?
No,
Honestly,
you
it's Tuchel's fault. He brought this wet mentality to the club, man. Look what it is.
Hey.
oh, what? Too cool.
Hey, Ray Allen
ignore
said
him.
Ahmed. Ray Allen said Ahmed paid the professors
If that happened, my degree is a sham.
to get his degree.
believe
It's
it.
crazy.
Benfica had a red card. Chelsea got a red card. Yeah, no, he didn't get a red card during Club World Cup. It was accumulation of cards.
Okay.
The only person that got a red card during
Yeah, and you got
our
that
Club
red
World
for being
Cup one
stupid.
is the infamous Jackson.
Yeah.
Yep. All right,
Let's
we're gonna
bring
wrap it up,
people
people. By the way, smash up the likes because you guys have been lacking on that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all really was
Same as
slacking
like
on the likes
conversion
today.
rate, or
Worse than the conversion rate. Worse than our conversion rate today. Serious lacking on the likes button, guys. But please smash up the like, make up for your mistakes. We're gonna raid out to Sarcasm City. I gotta go record more content, which I'm so looking forward to. In regards to Chelsea, Javon and Robert. I'm gonna love to see how Robert twists this for me. Okay, cool. Smash up the like, people. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, if you haven't already been a subscriber. Also, consider memberships. There's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. And if you're at the proper casual tier and higher, we'd like to give shout outs to our proper casual and higher tier members. And that's going to go out to the following, if you just bear with me, people. Boom,
Hassan
boom,
the
boom.
what?
All right. Anara Razwi, John B 3504, Gabriel Mejia 6081, Ish 462, Hacker Wakas QK7SQ, JC Bada Bam Bam, Dark, Lanre Sadiq, A Soliman, EE, and Adrian. Big up to you guys for your support at the proper casual and higher tier memberships. And be sure to also check out the other memberships. They start at as low as 99p. So yeah, big up. Thank you guys for the support. Really appreciate it. We'll be back again tomorrow, actually. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do a call-in show. I'm sure a lot of you guys have a lot to say, especially after this match. And after that, Saturday for the Bournemouth game. Very disappointing night. Let's hope Chelsea turn it around and get us back to the mindset we were before we came into this. But big up, copy and paste the rated message, let Flawless know where you're coming from. And until then, we'll see you guys. Have a wonderful night. Stay casual. Peace.